Oh, I did see that. I did see. Yo, I think what, bro? I did see that. Yeah, yeah. Heartache. I did see that. That Final Fantasy tweet. Yo, they were honest. I know he muted that shit. I know he muted that shit. You know what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, when it gets to a point, even for smaller tweets I have, when people get annoying, I just mute that shit. I don't even look at that shit. I let them. Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, all right, yo, this already got 500 likes. It's got 150 retweets. People are already going crazy. I'm gonna just mute this shit and just move on. You know, yeah, but that's crazy. Bro, I've been on the other, I've been on the receiving end of that mad times though. Since mad fucking times, bro. This ain't J May muted. Hold up, let me see if I can fix it up. No, no, no. I think it's on my end to be honest. I think I fucked up with my sentence.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, no, not. You're not supposed to come through my speaker. It's supposed to come through my headphones. Say something.
Yo, yo, yo. Check, check, mic, check, check.
Mic check, mic check. How's my mic today? I did some settings that I increased my gain, so hopefully, for me, for you, J Main, the shit should sound the same. But for the people in the chat,
Yeah, she
should
sounds
sound. I should be a little bit louder. So let me know.
Would you tweak some stuff on OBS?
On OBS, so pretty much I added a filter, and I think you could like increase the gain even
Oh,
further
yes.
via the
Yes,
filter.
yes.
So
Yep,
that's what I pretty
yep.
much did. So hopefully my mic sounds good. I know that's been a recent complaint of the pod. I'm sorry. Ever since I switched to this new microphone, even though it's supposed to be so fancy, I've been I don't
That's
know how
because
to
you
get
ain't
the
got that
settings
shit
right. I
hooked
don't.
up right.
Yeah, I don't know how to get the settings right. So hopefully it does sound a lot better today and going forward. We haven't done a podcast in a week. Every time we miss a week, it feels like we haven't pod like forever, bro. Like it feels like we haven't. It feels like we haven't
There be a lot of
done a
shit going
podcast.
on sometimes too.
Yeah, and last week we missed a lot of topics, which we're only gonna cover the major topics that we missed. We're not gonna go through the little topics. We typically never go through the little minute topics on this podcast. Anyways, we only want to talk about the good stuff. So we will be talking about that later on. But I hope everybody has been blessed. I hope everybody is having a great night. I want to shout out a couple people in the chat. You know, we got the usual suspects in here. We got Type One, Black Dragon. We got Black Ace in here. We got Roxas, James, Retromatic. We got Max, Jern Stamps, Y Band Craft, Kempachi. We got Muck, Gaming Inspection. What's good? Drew Tube, DX Taker. Who else up in here, man? If you need a shout out real quick, Etch the Hero, what's good? FY Law, what's up? What's up? What's up? Kofi blink twice if Rise of the Ronin is a banger. E-Rock, shout out
His
to all
eyes
the
about to be
mods,
open.
right?
So
Shout out to
now
all the
let me
mods. Shout out to all the channel supporters. We really do appreciate it. Shout out to all our Patreon supporters that we got over there too. We do have content coming real soon, so don't worry, we got y'all. And yeah, we back. J-Main, how you been, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, a lot of shit going on with the gaming news. From layoffs to whatever the fuck happened this week with Nintendo and, you know, more whole slate news coming. So yeah, I've been good playing games. Of course we're gonna get into that. I've been playing, of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm actually on the final chapter of that game. So
Is this your
I
first time
almost
or is your second time?
this is my first time through the remake. I beat the original before,
Okay.
but I didn't
Okay.
get to. It was crazy because I played the original leading up to the remake,
I remember that.
and yeah, I was like, all right, I'm cool. Like I didn't feel no rush to play the remake after that, but I wanted to get to it eventually at some point, and I got to it. I've been playing through it almost at the end. It's a pretty good game so far. Well, so far I'm at the end, so it's a pretty good game. I do I do feel like they over like in terms of a game that has a lot of slow walking and squeeze through sections, this game I feel like had a fucking lot. Like it was
Yeah,
like
they
to a
did.
point where I'm like, yo, chill.
They
Like,
did.
damn,
They
bro,
did.
relax. But when you actually get into the thick of it with the combat and all of that, fire. Absolutely love the combat. Like the little mini games that they had in there too, especially when you get to the wall market and all of that. And I feel like I can appreciate the story more, being that it's told with like full voice acting and you know better graphics and visuals. You could see more emotion in the characters. Because when I was playing it on the Switch, the original game, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't give two fucks about the story or like some of the characters.
CJ, man, I was about to jump off the ledge. I was just waiting for you to finish stop talking. I was about to jump off the ledge. I'm like, yo, I know people are gonna absolutely kill me for this, but I treat like Final Fantasy VII like Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil when it comes to the story. I don't give a shit what the story is about. To be honest, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. And honestly, what they're doing with Remake, it's a little bit goofy from like my understanding. Like we got these spirits flying around trying to keep the timeline in check, and they're adding all this.
The whispers, yeah,
all this convoluted stuff to like the already weird story. I was really playing through like I'm one of those people who never experienced the OG, so I definitely understand. Trust me, not playing the game, when it dropped. Like when you miss out on a moment, then you never have that feeling as like if you played it when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like those people who probably playing the game like Halo for the first time in 2024, they're not gonna understand why Combat Evolved was so like impactful. Like they just won't get it. They're gonna play and be like, yo, this is regular. Like, but the people who were there at launch know what's up. Like this shit like changed the game type of situation. And I feel like that's like my situation with Final Fantasy VII. Since I never played it originally, like returning to it, it just like, especially for the narrative, it doesn't really like nothing really for me. It does nothing for me.
Nah, when you say like a little bit of Kingdom Hearts to it, it definitely has a little bit of those vibes going on. Or some of the stuff is just like goofy. And I didn't know, like I was playing the game and I'm like, damn, this shit. I thought it was rated M the whole time. So when certain things is happening in the game, and like these motherfuckers is getting shot at, bullets is flying everywhere, motherfuckers getting shot, stabbed. And it's like, yo, where the blood at? Like, ain't nothing going on here. But then I looked at the box and it was rated T. I'm like, oh, okay. I see. They they went that route with it. But yeah, because it makes a lot of like, some of the shit takes you out of it a little bit. But
yeah, that combat system is heat though.
Overall.
Love that. Like, I love the combat in that game.
I was saying it on Twitter, like, I get it now. Like when people were saying like the Final Fantasy VII remake, because this is my first time really playing it since it came out. So when they were saying like going from that to like 16 and like Final Fantasy VII remake, like you really have to strategize when you come into battles. You really have to use the accessibility to learn enemies' weaknesses, read up on them, learn when and where to attack and shit like that. There's certain times where you can only use magic on the enemy. There's certain times you can only use physical attacks on the enemy, and you got to like have your party right, using the materia and switching up the weapons, actually get max proficiencies so that you learn that ability and then it could carry over to other weapons. Like the combat,
it's a way better. It's a way better RPG than 16 without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
You actually need to strategize. You need to plan. You need to utilize your party system, and everyone plays their role. It's not even close. Trust me, I like Final Fantasy 16. Even though I have my critiques of like the slow parts of the game. At its high, it's extremely high. When it's low, it's really low. But I think Square Enix needs to kind of stick with this gameplay thing that they got going for Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, because I think that's like the perfect blend of like strategizing and action together. Like I like it a lot. The gameplay in the game is really really good. Do you find that the gameplay is not really so defensive? It's more offensive base?
For the most part, it is. There are some battles though. I did feel like I had to be on the defense a lot. I think the last battle, I forget what enemy I was playing, but I was hiding behind pillars like a motherfucker. Like I was in the cut, like hiding behind a pillar. I think, what was the enemy? It was one of the ones in the Shinra. Like I'm at of course, the end with the Shinra building and all that. One of those. I was using Barrett and Aerith. They were fighting together. And yeah, I was definitely playing a lot of defense on that, but you don't really have to like utilize the block too much.
Yeah, I find it as extremely difficulties. See, I find that game extremely offensive, and I do plan on replaying. I already beat Remake, but I do plan on replaying it to jump into Rebirth. I feel like it'll be just a nice flow from playing both of those. I kind of want to go back and even try and get that platinum before I play Rebirth. But yeah, from what I remember playing Remake, it's super offensive. Like in terms of like the gameplay style, like it's very offensive. You do have defense options, like you're saying with the blocks and the parries and stuff like that. Like there's, but I find the game extremely offensive, and I do like that though. I do like that.
Yeah, no, it's dope. And I actually like kind of went dark on Final Fantasy Rebirth, so I don't even really know much about it. Like the new gameplay mechanics is gonna have compared. I'm kind of glad I did that because I didn't play Remake fully through. So I was like, I want to do that and then just jump right straight to it. So I should have the game beat by today after the podcast. I'm gonna finish up the last chapter.
That's dope.
And then I'm gonna get to Rebirth and some more Helldivers. Got to fucking liberate democracy. We're gonna talk about that too.
We're gonna honestly, because those developers are brilliant. Like we definitely gotta discuss what they're doing.
Depends on who you asking, brother. Them forums, they not happy.
That's super smart.
Happy,
that's super smart what they did. We're gonna get to that though. So Final Fantasy 7 Remake is the only thing that you've been playing, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been that a little bit dabble with Helldivers too.
So for me,
locked in.
Since we didn't have a podcast last week, guys, I played and beat my second Persona game. I played and beat Persona 3 Reloaded. This was my first playthrough of Persona 3 ever. I never played the original on PS2. I never played the PSP version or the FES version or whatever that shit. This is my first run of Persona 3. Bro, J-Main, have you played Persona 3?
No, not yet. I got to download it.
Let me tell you this.
I'm going to get to it eventually. No time.
Let me tell you this. You know, J-Main, I'm a P5 stan. You know that. You know this about me already.
Where you going with this one? Hold on.
You know I'm a P5 stan. Every time you see me on this podcast, I always big up P5. I don't even call myself a Persona fan.
You're playing it again. Ain't you playing it right now?
Bro, I don't even call myself a Persona fan. I call myself because I only play Persona 5. I'm a Persona 5 fan, right? That's all I've always said. Right. Don't call me no Persona fan. I don't even claim that. I'm a P5 fan. I love that game. One of my favorite RPGs I've played, bro. By the time I got to the end of Persona 3, J-Main, bro, let me tell you, I haven't cried. I haven't played a game and cried in a very, very, very long time. No bullshit. I know man's gonna look at me like, yo, this guy's a sis. This guy's a wimp. Bro, I have no shame. That game, by the end of that game, bro, I was doing the G her, bro. You know when this girl bought him the chain? He was like this. You know what I'm saying? This? Bro, I was doing the G Herbo at the end of that. I swear on my life. Bro, I was at the end of the game. It's 2:00 at night, so it's perfect. My wife's asleep. She's never seen me cry in my life. Ever seen me cry in my I'm like, this is like the perfect time to cry, bro. I was in there like this, doing the G Herbo, like whew. Bro, Persona 3 is absolutely excellent. And if you haven't played that shit, go and play that shit. That shit is play the Reload. That shit is excellent. Excellent.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Excellent. Nah. Oh my god. And when it comes to the story, look, you know, I can talk about the gameplay. The gameplay it rivals P5. You know what I mean? Because they brought it up to date in terms of the gameplay. So it rivals P5 when it comes to turn-based gameplay. But this narrative, I could actually come on and say it hurts me to say it a little bit because I love P5 so much, but the narrative is way better in P3. The story is way better.
So I heard like the P3 story is like, how can I say? Is it darker? I guess you could say. Like,
I feel like it's darker. It's less, you know, towards P5. Then you could say the stakes are raised a little bit for what happens. But I feel like with P3, it's a high stake story, pretty much from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like it's a high stake story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it for people because it's very impactful. But that ending, it was pretty much the game's themes is really, really good. Things that me and I'm pretty sure a lot of us, a lot of people watching this podcast have crossed our mind. Like the themes of the game is just like, purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like purpose, like why are we here for, our purpose, right?
I like shit like
that's
that.
Like that's kind of like the theme of the game, right? And bro, by the time you get to the end, that shit hits you like a brick, bro. That shit was powerful. I don't want to spoil but that shit was powerful.
I'm gonna definitely get to it. Nah, I want to play it. But
nah, that shit's really good. My only critique is pretty much the Tartarus. Pretty much it's your dungeon in the game. So it's mementos. It's mementos. But that's that's the whole thing. Pretty much, that's how I took it in. Like, you know, P5, you have the palaces with the bosses, and you have mementos. Pretty much, Tartarus is just mementos. You just keep on going different floors. No, but the thing is, it's not optional. It's kind of like the main content. You just keep on climbing up floors, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like my only critique. Like Tartarus is just, it's not really as fun to explore as, something like the Palaces. Like the Palaces have done really well, and I think they're probably gonna continue that kind of style in future Persona games. I would assume they would. I would assume.
Yeah.
But I think that would be my only critique. The turn-based gameplay is amazing. You know what I mean? I don't know how the OG ones played, but I'm pretty sure they probably added some new shit to this one. It's incredible. The game is really good.
So it doesn't have like palaces, like different palaces with like bosses at the end of it for like different stages for that.
When you get to okay, so the way the gameplay loop is set up in P3 is that you climb a couple. Look, so pretty much the school becomes in the dark hour. The school becomes like a tower. You know what I mean? It becomes a tower for whatever reason, right?
Okay. Yep.
So you pretty much every time you ascend, you get to a point that it's a roadblock where you got to fight like a boss or something like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Then you have to go back out the dungeon. Some time has to pass. You do your social links. Then Elizabeth, pretty much the people that the Velvet Room people, right, lets you know that you can explore further. Then you could climb, further. That's how the game kind of progresses. You understand?
Gotcha. I got you.
The game is really good.
Okay.
I don't have enough praise for it. It's really good. It rivals P5. Like I like the story better than P5, but I think P5 does the social links, and the gameplay is equivalent.
And it's not as long, right? As like Persona.
It's not
5.
as long.
Like,
Yeah, it's not as long. It
by
took
the time
me.
you beat it,
I got the platinum. It took me 88 hours for the platinum trophy.
For the platinum? Oh,
and you
shit,
could do
damn.
it, and you could do it in one playthrough. You don't have to do multiple playthroughs. You could do it in one.
Yeah, I think my clock-in time just to beat the story was longer than that on Persona 4 and 5.
Persona 5 takes like about 120 hours. Like unless you're like skipping like mad dialogue, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that could probably speed up the process. But yeah, chat P3. If you haven't played it, trust me, it's incredible. Play it.
It's on Game Pass too.
Has incredible themes. The turn-based gameplay is amazing. The visuals, I'm playing P5. You see, I was so good that I ran back to Persona 5 to play it because part of me wants to confirm, like, nah, like which one's better? Which one's better? You know what I mean? Part of me wants to confirm which one is better.
This shit challenging my feelings right now. I gotta see.
Yeah, so bro, I'm 50.
Real.
Yo, this is my third playthrough of Persona 5, bro, and I'm 55 hours in the game, like 50 hours in game. That Persona 5 again
touched your heart.
So I'm in a super Persona mood, and the only reason why I dropped Persona 5 is PlayStation blessed me with a game. If you saw my Twitter, PlayStation sent me Rise of the Ronin, another game I was really looking forward to playing. They sent me Rise of the Ronin pretty damn early, so I've been playing it for the past couple of days. So the Persona 5 playthrough had to take a back seat. I already beat the game, but I just wanted to play it again. And I will be talking about Rise of the Ronin a little bit further. I want to, we professional out here now, so I don't want to, come out here and break any embargoes or anything. So on March 11th, they're actually giving me an opportunity to make a video talking about my hands-on preview. So do expect a video next week. I believe that's on a Tuesday. I will be talking about the first 2 hours of the game. They're not letting me use my personal footage, but they provided B-roll for me to use. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm going to give you guys my hands-on impressions of the first 2 hours of the game, and we're going to talk about that next week. My official review for Rise of the Ronin will drop March 21st at 7 a.m. Eastern time zone. And, that's going to be my fancy review with all the B-roll and all that fly stuff. So stay tuned, man. I have a lot of good things to say. I don't know if that's spoiler, but I do have a lot of good things to say about it. Yeah, Jamie, I think those are the only games I've been playing, bro.
Okay. Well, while we on Persona real quick, I didn't copy this down as a topic, but the series has sold over 22 million units worldwide, Alice has announced. So I want to say like a lot of those sales it's
P5
have
spin-offs.
been from P5 and on. P5 took it definitely to another level, and then like all of the spin-offs after that and just everything becoming more popular with Persona. Like the Persona 6, like
it's gonna do numbers. It's
gonna be their best selling one, I think.
Easily.
And it's gonna be like, it's gonna be not. I'm not trying to compare like it's gonna do Elden Ring numbers, but it's going to be their Elden Ring in terms of it's gonna take the series to new heights in terms of like popularity, sales, and shit like that. I think it could do that for them.
Yeah, I think P5 already kind of set it up because a lot of people's first Persona game was Persona 5. That was mine.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there was a lot of people's first, and you know, we were spreading the gospel. I had people hit me up say like, "Yo, Kofi, because of you, I tried Persona 5, and the game is one of my favorite games of all time." Legit have
Yeah,
messages like that. You
that's
know what I'm
fire.
saying?
Yeah, I
So
like stuff like that.
yeah, so I know Persona 6 is gonna hit as long as Atlas keeps up this quality that they're doing. I think Persona 6 is gonna hit.
And that should probably be day one on the Switch too, as well.
Once again, I think it benefits from being a multi-plat release. I hope they don't have any sort of exclusivity when it comes to. If they do, I'm gonna play it regardless. But I think just for the betterment, I think for the betterment of the franchise, I think just put that on PC, put that on Switch, put that on PS5, put that everywhere, bro, and let it just boom. Let it boom.
They've been flirting with Xbox, like got the games on Game Pass, and then the Switch is going to be more powerful. Well, Switch 2 is going to be more powerful. Not that the original Switch couldn't run fucking Persona. That shit was on the PS3. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just, the Switch is what it is now. So it's made it's staple in the industry. So they ain't going to want to miss that. Put that shit everywhere.
Yeah, put that shit everywhere. I'm all for putting that shit. Like, if it lands some sort of exclusivity with PlayStation, I'm fine, whatever. But I think it's actually just better for the franchise if it's everywhere. Because I don't know if you remember. I remember when P4 touched Steam, like it sold like 1 million copies like really fast. Like they reported that.
Yeah.
It sold like 1 million copies. And if you go back and look at the Vita numbers, like the Vita numbers weren't really that high of Persona 4 Golden. It wasn't high at all. Like it literally caught up to the Vita sales. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't
like,
even 1 million active Vita users. That's what
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So put that shit everywhere. I think this franchise is just too good. And more people need to experience it. I can't. I can't wait. Apparently, they're remaking the first one and the second one. Those are like, it's heavily rumored right now. They're doing some sort of remaster.
And 4. I heard they're doing something with 4 too.
See, I heard they're doing P4 like how they did P3 Reloaded. That's what I heard. And I heard 1 and 2 is gonna be like kind of more of a remake style. Like just not remake, but remaster style. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, wasn't Reloaded like a remaster?
Nah, Reload is a remake. Them character models and all of that shit different, bro.
Got you. Well, yeah, P4. Yeah, if they're going for the golden, then yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The rumor is P4 is about to get like the Reloaded treatment. You feel me? Like I think that's the rumor right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So I never played those games, but since I'm somewhat invested into the franchise today, I'll definitely go back and check it out one day if they were to bring them back. I definitely will check it out.
Definitely.
But yeah. So what we gonna talk? What we gonna hit on? No, we got a super chat donation. Let me read that real quick. This was from Cat Daddy Lurk. He says, just looked up the G Herbo Cry Kofi a menace. Yeah, I was definitely doing the G Herbo cry. Yeah, what is girl bottom of the chain? This was me the whole time, bro. That game is deep, bro. That shit is fire.
Last game I think I probably like cried on was Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that might have been the last one I like teared up.
That didn't get me. That didn't
get you. Oh,
you know
Arthur Morgan. That's my guy right there.
Bro, you see, look, there's levels to this. You know how this game touched me? Because actually tears were rolling down my eyes. You know, typically when a game touches me, I have that like that thug cry. You're not really crying, but you know your head kind of hurts a little bit. You're choked up a little bit. That's typically happens when I'm touched by a game. But that P3 actually made me shed some tears, bro. I'm like, yo, this shit was beautiful, bro. And yo, they got an expansion coming out.
Yeah. So that was announced at that Xbox partner preview, right?
Yeah.
They have, is it a season's pass that they're doing, or is it
I don't know what the hell's going on, but I did some research, talked to some people. They said that this is content that was actually in, I believe, the Persona 3 FES version.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of cut it out.
Yeah.
They kind of cut it out. But this game is so good. I kind of want to throw them some more money. I don't give a shit. I'll pay it. This game was that good.
They did the Resident Evil 4 joint where
they stripped out. I think they stripped out.
They put it back in.
They put it back in. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. But the funny thing, the game was so good that like, take my money, bro. Take even more of my money, bro.
So I'm reading here. It says the first wave of Persona 3 expansion pass launches on March 12th, followed by a second wave in May. The third and final DLC wave will be in September. From costumes to new content, the new DLC series offers everything a fan can ask for, but the star of the pass has to be the remake of Persona 3's final chapter, episode 8, Aegis? The Answer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, well, since we're actually on the topic, I want to actually ask the chat, what's the last game y'all played that made you choke up a little bit? Maybe not cry, but made you choke up or cry. What's the last game you played? J-Man, you said Red Dead.
It was Red Dead was the last one that actually got me there. One that got me close was
Walking Dead
Ragnarok.
season 1 fucked me up. That ending was that shit was
See,
sad.
the
as
reason
hell,
why
bro.
Walking Dead didn't hit me when I played it because I was late. I was late to the party, so I kind of already knew.
Oh, what
fate
happened?
of the characters? Yeah. So, but when I got there, it was like, damn, that is crazy.
That shit's
but
sad, bro.
Yeah, it was kind of like spoiled for me.
Death Stranding was another game. By the end of that game, I got a little choked up.
Yeah, you was crying because you didn't understand what the fuck was going on. You're like, I spent 40 hours of my life. I don't even know what just happened.
Nah. Death Stranding's ending is powerful too, bro. That shit was fire. What else? Another game that got me
Ragnarok. The reason
that one
Ragnarok
too
got me at the end.
Yeah.
I've been with
Kratos
Kratos since fucking I was a kid. So like that shit is all like all that build up and then see him to become that character and that beloved and shit like that. It's like, come on, that's my guy.
The Last of Us. I see Arcade in the chat. You said The Last of Us. That one really didn't do like. At the end of the game, I was like, God damn, this was fire. But I didn't get like emotional. Personally, I didn't get emotional. And that opening scene, right, where obviously Joel loses his daughter. Yeah. Like, I was like more like, oh shit, what a way to open the game. I wasn't like sad because I'm not invested in these characters yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know these characters. But I was more so shocked like they opened up a game like that. I'm like, yo, that was pretty powerful, yo.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I even tweeted it like back before I was even involved with the gaming side on Twitter. Like I tweeted, I was like, "Oh, that's what we doing? Like that's how we opening the game?" When I played, I was like, "Oh, that shit was crazy."
Yeah. Let me read the chat. Let me see.
A Plague's Tale Requiem.
I never played that game, so
I didn't play the sequel. Is that
the sequel? I couldn't get past the first 2 hours of the first game. That shit is boring as shit, bro. Holy.
Yeah, Requiem is the second one. So yeah,
that's the second
I gotta play that one.
Yeah, that's the second one.
The first one was cool. It was cool.
You finished it?
I did. I beat that.
I'm impressed.
I might have been last year. It's definitely like, I like the story of it. That's one game where the story kind of like kept me going. The gameplay got like very, very boring by the end.
Okay. Bless says Metal Gear Solid 4, not gonna lie. I'm trying to remember that ending. Is that when the game turns into Dead or Alive and you're fighting homeboy on top of the Metal Gear? That game was dope. I don't know if I got teary-eyed.
That was in the game. I don't know if that was the end, but I'm pretty sure
that's the end. It turns into a fighting game at the end, and you're fighting like
and they
who is it? Is it Ocelot? You're fighting one of them mans on top of the Metal Gear. Yo, I remember some shit like that.
And then they go through the eras of the characters, so like the fucking health bar changes, and the scenery and the music. I think they was playing like Snake Eater. Oh yeah, that shit was fire.
Yeah, I would love to go back and play Metal Gear Solid 4. Look, I have the copy of the game. They should bring that back, yo. Why is that trapped on the PS3, yo? Put that back on like place. See, that's a remaster that we need. Like, yo, bring that back. Put that on current gen consoles. Max B says Mass Effect 3 ending. I never played Mass Effect 3, so I can't even comment on that.
Me either. That's a franchise I want to play. Yeah, the Legacy, Legendary, or whatever it's called. Collection.
I never played 3. I heard 3 wasn't like the ending of 3 was fucking horrible though. That's what people told me though.
That made me want to play it more.
Retromatic says Like a Dragon. Really?
Like a Dragon.
Gaiden? Damn. Let me see what Tony
Miles Morales. I see a few people put Miles Morales.
The Last of Us 2. Before that, The Walking Dead Season 1. Those are the only 2 games he played that he felt. The Last of Us 2? That didn't get me. Did that do something for you?
Nah, hell no.
It didn't do nothing for me. I was more so I
felt bad, but I didn't.
Bro, at the end of The Last of Us Part 2, I was more like, okay, like, what the fuck? Like, that's it? That was like my reaction to it. I'm like
that
okay.
one part where they do the flashback with Joel and Ellie, that was definitely an emotional scene. It didn't make me cry or anything, but that scene right there was very emotional. That was.
I saw what they were trying to cook, but it didn't get me. It didn't get
you. Oh, that made me accept the ending more than more than I did initially. Because after that end, I'm like, ain't no fucking way she just did that. Like, ain't honestly, no way.
The themes and the concept like that game is trying to portray, I do like it as much as people like. I just think, okay, maybe the certain way how they executed it. I guess. We all assumed that Joel was going to end up dying, right? I think prior to the game release, we all said Joel was going to die. I think just kind of the way they executed it, I thought he was going to go out in a blaze of glory a little bit. You know what I mean? Kill the character off, trying to protect Ellie, doing some gangster shit. But I guess they wanted to throw us a curveball a little bit and do the whole little revenge story, but it is what it is.
They made that shit grounded like a motherfucker.
It is what it is. Yeah. All right, yo. Let's get into some of these topics, bro. Let's talk about these PlayStation layoffs since we didn't get to cover it last week since we didn't pod.
For sure.
Layoffs.
Whew.
Every other day, every couple of days, we just hear about new layoffs. It's been like that since the start of this year. It's been like that since low key 2023 as well. We just been hearing about mass layoffs, and I don't know if the main reason is just during the whole pandemic, all these companies just hired a whole bunch of people, and now that they just gotta let them go. But it's pretty much affected all sectors of the gaming industry. I think the only people I haven't heard any sort of like reports on layoffs is like maybe Nintendo. I haven't heard no shit from Nintendo.
Yeah, definitely, especially from like the big three, like Nintendo. Yeah. I think today Capcom announced that they actually increasing salaries
okay. So that's
of employees instead of layoffs.
Okay, so that's dope. So, the last news we heard from Microsoft, they laid off like almost 2,000 people. So PlayStation laid off last week 900 people.
900, yep, which is
and
like
a lot
8%.
Of people, 8% of the of their workforce. And a lot of people are scratching their head because some of these layoffs happened at studios like Insomniac and Naughty Dog, like some of their prominent studios, Guerrilla Games. And some people were questioning, like, yo, why can't you keep these people? These games were uber successful. Why are you guys cutting them loose? So I don't know. This whole shit's been plaguing the industry for some time now, but I think it's gonna get to a point that all the people that didn't want to try and lay off, they already done laid them off. So it's probably gonna settle eventually.
It's gonna be nobody else.
Yeah, it's gonna settle eventually. So I don't know, man.
I think it's like a combination of things, like you mentioned, like the COVID stuff, where they hired a lot of people because they thought everybody was going to be living inside the house for a long time or for the foreseeable future. I also think it's the big wigs being greedy. They seeing them profit lines slip for some of these companies, and they like that's cutting into my bonuses, my end of the year. I can't buy the vacation house that I wanted to buy. Yeah. So they like the profits got to go up. So we need to cut some people down. They also probably want to decrease the budgets in their games so that those profits do increase. And with that, you ain't gonna need as many people working on it if you're trying to decrease budgets. So they cutting people off for that. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know how prevalent AI is in the gaming space right now, but for the future, I do think AI is gonna play a part in a lot of people's jobs. And maybe they just, cutting people off because of that. Like
getting ready for that.
This is not getting ready. Like your job is not really going to be needed because we could do that with the AI and shit like that.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, exactly. The whole situation is just wild because, we also hear about games that were being worked on got canceled too. So we heard that, like, I believe Fire Sprite was working on a Twisted Metal game, right? And it got canned because of this. So it seems like a lot of projects got canceled. And we also heard comments from Herman Hall say they want to, like you were talking about, they want to reevaluate how they think about developing their big, narrative single player games. They want to reevaluate that. And like you're saying, I think something's got to give eventually. Once again, we hear time and time again that like these gaming budgets are getting crazy high. 200 million to make, 300 million to make is only getting higher, and it's to the point where it's either game prices are gotta raise, they gotta cut people, or they gotta like somehow reduce these development costs big time, and that requires, I guess, cutting people and maybe not as flashy games, maybe not as famous voice actors, and maybe the marketing budgets have to be a little bit lower. But who knows what they're going to do? Maybe release on more platforms. Who knows?
I was about to say that, or maybe like your idea, release some more. Yeah,
maybe release the games. Maybe release the games on more platforms. So something's gonna give eventually. because it can't keep on rising like this, you know. And PlayStation,
I don't think a game like Spider-Man should be like $300 and something million to make. To me, that's insane. I know you got the big blockbuster scenes and the crazy set pieces and shit like that, but nah,
but
I don't see
but
it.
take this in. I don't listen. I'm not in the studio, so I don't know exactly what's going on. But I'm pretty sure Insomniac is a pretty big studio. It's like maybe like over 400 people in there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's something crazy like that, right? So if you guys are on like a pretty decent salary, even just paying your employees alone must be a shit ton of money just to make the game, bro. Just even paying the employees. I don't know how much a game developer makes. Do they make 100K? Do they make 80K a year? Like, I don't even know the
Probably
average salary
something around there.
That's what I'm saying. So think about it. If you have like 200 employees and 400 employees and they all have pretty much 80K to 100K salaries, like just do the math, yo. That's a lot of money in itself, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money in itself. And that's like marketing is not even there.
Yeah, exactly. And then the license for Disney for using the Spider-Man IP,
they take a cut too.
It's a lot. Yeah.
You know what I think
it's insane.
PlayStation's problem is, and why we're seeing this, I think PlayStation, they're doing well, right? They're making money. But I think for the success that they see, they probably looking like, yo, like, I think we should be making way more. Like, our profit margin should be way higher than what it actually is. I think that's their problem right now. That's why they're looking into doing all sorts of shit and cutting back. I think they want to increase their profit margins.
No, you're right. I do think they foresaw this though, which is why I think that they tried to do so many live service games. Like they're like, all right, like what's another way we can obtain a continuous stream of revenue with while also trying to keep our budgets high for these blockbuster games? Because I don't think it's like Spider-Man selling 10 million. I don't think that game isn't making its money back. Like it's just a high game, it's a high budget, and it's making a lot. So yeah, the profit margins might not be as big, but it's making its money back. I think all of these games, for the most part, like these big budget ones, are at least making their money back, seeing some profit somewhere.
I agree.
But it's like they want to increase profits. They want to increase profits, and with that is where I think they were trying to do so much with the live service, because that is all going to be a lot of profit. Because once those games, those like multiplayer games, look at Helldivers. That's a AA game. Probably didn't cost over $100 million to make. And
monetizable too.
Just and it's exactly. And they got these things that you can buy with the super credits that is a continuous stream of revenue coming in, and you're gonna make your money back. And they selling it for $40. So at the same time, so it's like like something like that. They're like, all right, if we can get a bunch of these, like we might be all right. But development probably went bad, and that's why they had to like delay or cancel like half of that shit. So
yeah. You know what? At least they got one with Helldivers. Hopefully Concord and Fair Games are good games, but at least with,
it's even more pressure on them now. Yeah, it's even more pressure on those because one, they haven't shown those games, and two, for the most part, I know there's been some backlash with Helldivers, but for the most part, they've been handling that game correct. Like that's how people have been saying this is like the blueprint. This is how you do a live service game. Yeah. So if they come around and try to do some fuck shit, it's DOA. It's DOA for the next live.
You know what I like? You know what I like about Helldivers and Concord? Like it serves like two different groups of gamers. Since Helldivers is a PvE situation, kind of a cooperative experience, and from everything I've read about Concord, it's a PvP type of first person shooter. So it caters to different audiences. So it's nice. I'm very curious to see how that game turns out. It's supposed to launch this year, so we must be getting a reveal soon. We must be getting a reveal.
They revealed it last year at the May showcase.
Yeah.
So if we see it, it's got to be at the next showcase coming up.
I think PlayStation's gonna have a big showcase. I said this before. I think this is the setup year. I think they're gonna have a really.
Nigga, we've been saying that for years.
I'm saying this is the year that
last year niggas was like. I said last year was the year because that was like the midway point for me.
Yeah. But I think this is the setup year for next year. I think we're gonna hear about Ghost 2. I think we're gonna hear about a lot of what these studios are doing this year. It's
been a lot of rumblings that 2025 is like the year for first party. So
you already know how PlayStation really be moving. The back half of their generation is usually popping. At least that's how they've been doing it for the past two generations at least.
I'm okay with that, but it's just like if I felt like that was the case with the PS4. It's just like I felt like there was more. It was more like transparent with the future than they are being now. Like by 2016, which was like halfway kind of through the last generation, we knew about the Horizons, we knew about the Spider-Mans, we knew about the God of Wars coming up, even though those was like 2 or 3 years down the line. I feel like now we don't know shit about anything that's 2 or 3 years down the line.
I think these studios are trying to avoid talking and announcing something like premature. Like I think that's like the wave now. Showing something too early. I think that might be the wave now. I think a lot of companies have suffered from showing something too early, so they're reeling it back and announcing it when it's like a little bit more appropriate. And to be honest, I'm not really too mad at that because honestly, who's really trying to hear about a game that's coming out in 2027 and 2026? I ain't trying to hear it. If it's that far away, keep
2026. I'm definitely trying to hear about it. 2027, maybe 2026. I'm trying to hear about it right now.
Maybe towards it. Am I really trying to hear about a game in 26?
I could do 2 years. I can get excited over 2 years. You space out the reveals, gameplay, shit like that. I'm okay with that. But shout out to Jack Move because I heard him say this on the last episode of Weapon Wheel. That theory that you have of them keeping things close to their chest is biting them in the ass because a lot of shit is coming out leaked that we were getting excited and it's getting canceled. Like fucking Twisted Metal shit got canceled. There's factions like that shit that clearly they talking about that.
But take it in.
Shit got canceled.
I'm gonna throw like y'all gonna say I'm damage control, but I'm gonna throw PlayStation some bail. If they never came out and said some shit and the shit gets pulled, like the rug gets pulled out of his feet, is it like really their fault?
No, it's not.
Right?
It's
like
not,
they didn't announce this shit. They didn't announce this shit.
But the nature of what is happening, like what you're saying is right. But the fact is that it's a lot of shit that's being leaked and that's not coming out. Or like we hearing about it and it's like, what's coming of it? It's not their fault. But if you're talking about it officially, then at least that's
worse. No, but I think that's 100 times worse. Once again, perfect example. Factions online. Neil Druckmann came and talked about that game how many times? A couple of times at least on stage, right?
Since 2019, like
that's what I'm saying. They've been talking about it, and I think that's 10 times worse. That you're telling us this is a real thing. It's happening. We're cooking all of this, and you cancel it. I think that's worse than a game that was leaked. Then all of a sudden it's not coming out. Like they never even said that, yo. Like how much games are probably being worked on, but like gets canceled. We just don't know nothing about it. That we just don't know nothing about it.
But we in a different age now. We do know about that shit. It's low key why I wanna go back to like not being so plugged in because I hate this shit of rumors, leaks, speculation, all of it. I don't want it no more. I don't want this shit. I'm about to unfollow all of these motherfuckers. I don't want it. I wish I didn't live in this world that I live in now, being so plugged in, doing podcasts. I wish I didn't because it's fucking shit up for me. Because games got canceled last generation and we didn't know about it. Yeah. Like I don't want to know about this shit no more.
Yeah, I think it's way worse when they come out, show it, and this shit's canceled. And I also think it sucks too when a game gets like a Hellblade gets revealed in like 2019, and we in 2024. The game is just like now about to come out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I think that sucks too. Like a game shouldn't be announced that early, like and not come out like until like 5-6 years later down the line. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
we gotta. That's too long, bro. So if PlayStation is holding the cards to their cards to their chest. Honestly, show me the games when they a year and a half away. 2 years, fine, but this year, Damon, yeah. This year we gotta hear what they're doing, and I think we will hear what they're doing with a lot of their first party studios.
I
think Ghost is a given. I think Wolverine, a proper showing of Wolverine is a given this year. Blue Point,
proper showing of Concord, a proper showing of Fair Games.
I think that's all a given this year. Yeah. So we're gonna wait till the June or May or whatever showcase that PlayStation got coming up, and we're gonna see what they're cooking. But yeah, a lot of layoffs happening in the gaming industry.
It definitely sucks though. Like the Insomniac having layoffs, they was tight. I feel. Did you see that that tweet that they made from Insomniac when they was like, "Oh, this is like unprecedented," and I forget the exact words, but it made it feel like they pretty much was putting all the blame on Sony for this. And if you remember back when the leaks came out, Sony was trying to get Insomniac to lay people off from, I think, the Ratchet and Clank team a while ago. And they was like, nah, like we're not trying to do that. But I guess push came to shove and they had to eventually cut down some people.
Business is business. Unfortunate. The gaming industry is just so volatile. It seems like, honestly, I don't know how developers do it with your job security. Well, your job security, like it seems like y'all be
I
working
work
on a
for a
project.
Japanese studio.
Yeah,
Ain't got nobody over there.
yeah. You working on a game, even if the game's successful as shit, they might even cut you off. So it sucks.
Were you
It sucks for the
devastated when
folks,
London studios got shut down?
Oh yeah,
You
that
weren't
did
devastated?
happen. That did happen. Nah, I didn't feel no type of ways, yo. I didn't feel no type. Yo, what does London Studios even do? I think they make like VR games. They haven't dropped a proper game
Yeah.
in
They
years. I
did
think they used to do SingStar. Like, come
yeah,
on,
they were
bro.
doing iToy games. They were doing Yo, I wonder,
Maybe
did they
were they a
make Eye of
support?
Judgment?
Were they a support studio at least?
Nah, they weren't a support studio.
Man,
Back in the PS2 days, they made like the Getaway Black Monday, but then they kind of got turned into the PlayStation gimmick studios, what I'm gonna call them. They got
Yeah.
turned into, okay, we got this new peripheral coming out. I need you to make a game for it.
Make
So they
something
started
for
doing the iToy. They were doing
VR.
SingStar games. You know, that was the thing. And then they did Wonder Book, which I think was like a PlayStation.
I remember that
3,
shit. I remember that shit. Yo, they showed that at
PlayStation Move.
E3. I remember they showed that at like
Yeah.
an E3 stage. Yo, I do
E3,
remember
yep.
that. That's crazy. Nah, man, get them folks. Hey, I hope
And
those
the-
people land on their feet. But nah, that studio gotta go. People were surprised that we didn't hear anything from Media Molecule because a lot of
I
people
heard
be scratching their heads out like, yo, how these guys still like around?
Around?
Like they don't do shit. They don't really be doing shit, yo.
Yeah. I don't know how many people were working at London Studios, but they were there for since 2002 is when they got founded. So they were there for a long time, but yeah, they kind of became the gimmick studio, and they were trying to work on a live service game. It was like a fantasy first person game.
I think I heard that.
Guess,
Yeah, that was a rumor.
I guess
too.
it wasn't going well. I guess it wasn't enough to keep them around at least.
Yeah.
So
Shit, man.
yeah, they're done.
I'm not mad at games getting canceled, to be honest, Jamie. Depending, like in the background, at least in the background. Like if your game is buns, yo, and it was buns, maybe we're not meant to play it. Yo, get that shit out of here and work on something good, yo. So
Yeah.
if PlayStation is looking at this and saying like, yo, this is buns, why even waste the time? Just cancel the shit and move on to something else, yo.
You know what I think it is? I think people might have lost faith in PlayStation canceling games at this point for some reason. And I don't know what it is, but I remember back when that story came out about Shuhei Yoshida playing God of War 2018 for the first time, and he told them niggas like this wasn't it, like go back to the drawing board and figure this shit out because this is not it. And everybody was like, oh, see, like PlayStation, they, you know what I mean? They're not gonna let some bullshit come out. And now that PlayStation is canceling shit, people are like, what the fuck is going on? They ain't putting shit out. Like I don't. Something's changed.
Yo,
like,
listen. The fans are look. I understand. I definitely understand. But fans are finicky, Jamie, bro. Like honestly, gamers as a we have to keep it 1,000. Look, I'm all for. Listen, I'm not no shilling for the companies and all that. We have to hold them accountable for shit. But we also gotta take some sort of accountability that like, yo, when you just look at the gamers last week and gamers in general, like, yo, sometimes gamers are the biggest spoiled brats in the fucking world, bro.
Oh,
you
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like we gotta take some accountability sometimes, bro. This generation has been a lot of complaining from certain users. It doesn't seem to be translating so well to the regular general public, though. It seems like everything is going fine. It seems like people are pretty damn happy with their PlayStation. They're still selling like crazy. It's only tracking literally slightly behind the PS4 worldwide sales. It's actually selling faster than the PS4 in America. So at the end of the day, honestly, when I sit back and we just turn off this internet shit, I think so far this generation has been a good generation. That's my stance on it so far. I think it's been a good generation for PlayStation so far. Honestly, I think I'm having more fun with my PS5 than I did have with my PS4 in the same time frame, to be honest.
Oh,
What do we have by now? We had an amazing game, Bloodborne. Trust me, it was great.
Yeah,
we had Uncharted 4. Like the first 3.5 years, we didn't. It wasn't. People are acting like the first 3.5 years was so magical on PS4. It really wasn't. Yo,
they had some joints.
You know
what it was is we had dedicated PS4 experiences, and that's what I think a lot of the complaint is that we're seeing on the timeline is that the whole cross generation shit. It took a lot of the bite out of needing, because everybody's gonna want a PS. Not that we wouldn't buy a PS5 because the games are cross gen. Is that why did I buy this?
Bro,
Like this game
y'all, and this
clearly could
buyers,
have been made
this
on a
validation,
PS4.
this buyers, bro.
Yeah, nigga, you
Is the
selling me
game?
a $500
I
box.
understand, but Jamie, you're the same person who wants a pro for 4K
Yeah.
for 4K shit. So like,
Yes,
I'm just saying.
but
In the end of the day, look,
that's different.
but
That's
hold on,
that's
hold on,
within
Jamie.
the same
But
generation. I'm talking about a whole
Ragnarok,
new generation.
yeah, I understand. Ragnarok, Forbidden West,
Yeah,
Gran
love
Turismo
those
7.
games.
We're all cross gen, right?
Right.
But I guess I'm from the stances like, yo, am I enjoying myself playing these games? Like, I don't give a like if so what if they're on PS4? They're still a new game, and I'm playing the best version that I can possibly play on the PS5. Like, is it why
it's not
people
the
are
best
so
version.
tight?
It's not
How
the
do you
best
know?
version.
We haven't seen anything,
Bro,
That's what the version we got.
We saw it with Horizon Forbidden West. All the new shit that they was doing with the tech on the DLC that wasn't
Bro,
possible.
I'm
on
not
the
complaining.
PS4.
Something that I'm in my
Come on.
imagination, bro. Something
That's not
in my
imagination, though.
in
That's
my
that's
imagination,
fact.
bro.
New hardware is gonna create better results and newer things that they could do with the tech. That's just fact.
That is true. But we've also played a lot of games that are dedicated only on PS5 or next generation consoles that we know damn well like this probably could have been on last generation. We played a ton of games. But at the end of the day, those games were good. We got a lot of good games during this at the beginning of this generation. Who cares if some of them were on the PS4? I don't know why people are so pressed with that.
Nah, that's a big thing, man.
I was having
Because
fun.
I feel like this is the first
J-Man.
time we've had to even say something like that. Like, who cares if it was cross-gen? Like, we didn't say that. I know the whole tech thing and the cell processor was a thing, but still, we had those experiences where we was like, yo, this shit.
Bro, I think
it's feeling like I'm on a PS3 or I feel like I'm on a PS4.
You know, but it's different for me. You know what? Ever since I brought the PS5 home, the PS4 has never been turned on, so it's irrelevant to me. Whatever drops on that, I don't even look at. It's irrelevant to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not playing the game on the PS4. It's irrelevant. So the games that were crashing, I enjoyed. I enjoyed GT7. It's a really fucking good game. I enjoy God of War Ragnarok. It's really good. You know what I'm saying?
I did too. I'm not saying they bad.
That's what I'm saying. So I think
cross-gen.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying they could be better.
But like we could say that with anything, J-Main. That's kind of like my point. Like we could say that with anything could be better. So why just be so pressed on some imaginary thing that like, yo, this could have been this could have been this, bro. We don't know what it would have been. We just played a great game. Like why man so press that for the first two years or 2.5 years? We got some games releasing on the PS4 as well. I don't know. I never understood it personally.
If it's the
I never
first
thought it was a
party,
big deal, bro.
So you would have been cool with I don't know. Like when they selling, of course, it's the PS5. You're going from PS4 to PS5. These is the first party studios. Like these are the people that's going to be able to get the most out of the platform. Like you want to see them do the absolutely best that they could possibly do when creating the game. They came out and talked about the PS5 SSD and how it was going to change the way game development was going to go.
You know,
and being able to
load
load
of
it.
PR talk.
Come on, Kofi. Come on, Kofi.
Yeah, but I'm identifying it as a
so
whole
why
lot
you
of PR
buying PS5 then, brother? Why you buying PS5?
Because obviously the PS4 is going to lose support in the future. Number one, the PS5
it hasn't. It hasn't till now, bro. You could have waited till now, and you would have been good.
And I didn't finish because I also want the best version of the games as well. I also want the best versions of the game.
So why am I in the wrong for wanting to see what the developers can do when they focusing on the PS5 only, making the best possible PS5 game that they can possibly make?
I understand your argument, J-Man. I fully understand that, but I'm just saying, was God of Ragnarok good? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I loved it. Thought it was better than the first one.
Okay. I think that's kind of my point here, bro. Okay.
But I think two things could be true at the end of this
case. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, bro,
because at the end of the day, there could people. That's when I point out like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has performance and tech issues. They like, oh, but is that going to ruin your enjoyment of the game? Of course, I'm gonna still play it. But I'm just gonna point out this could be better. This could be better. They should be better.
Oh man, we came a far way. Not Kofi's compromise. We came from Switch fanboy, Xbox fanboy, PC. Now compromise. Now I just don't care about this shit because once again, I think at this big age that I'm in, bro, I played a game like. Listen, I played a game like Sifu, J-Main. and it's been one of the more impactful games I've played in a very long time. So I guess I'm just more appreciative of if a game is just quality or is it not quality at this point. I've been gaming on PC since 2014, right? And that's a platform where all you do, J-Main, is swap out a fucking GPU. Maybe you could just blame that my mind is kind of shifted from that kind of
compromise
way of thinking.
There it is.
You know what I mean? Because my platform the PC stays the same. All I do is swap the GPU. Now all of a sudden my games run better and play better, right? I'm not worried about what the nigga's doing with a 2080. You know what I mean? I'm not also thinking, damn, yo, imagine if developers with the minimum specs was a 4090. I'm not really thinking that either. You know, right? Like that doesn't really cross my...
Spending $2,000, nigga. I need something made dedicated to the 4090. Fuck these other.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is a PC gamer we're not mad at? Like, oh man, the 4090. I wish it was the minimum spec. I wish it was the minimum spec. We can't.
That's not even possible because they don't sell that many 4090s to even do something like that.
The funny thing is, J-Man, earlier in the podcast, you were just saying that, yo, damn, you wish you didn't care about all this shit. You were just a casual, like, you worry about none of this gaming shit.
But no, I cared about moving on to the next gen back in PS2 to PS3, brother. I cared about it then.
Listen,
when I first saw fucking Killzone on the PS3, when they showed that, even though it was bullshit, when they showed that Killzone, I'm like, nigga, what?
If you guys are upset about this, PS6, guess what? With the PS5, it's gonna get a shit ton of cross-generation games. You guys are gonna be mad.
Oh, of course.
The reason why this hasn't been a staple, it's not even that. The reason why this shit is more prevalent today is just that I think the architecture of these consoles they're all just streamlined now. You know, they're all using the same PC x86 shit. Before, back in the day, you know, the hardware between SNES and N64 were drastically different, you know? And from that to a GameCube was drastically different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was mad different. So I think we're in a point in time
but you know
where
why that's an excuse?
Why? Why is that an excuse?
Because they cut it off at some point, right? They cut the PS4 off at some point, and they're telling this game at this point can't be made on the PS4 like they did with the Horizon DLC, Spider-Man 2, like they doing shit. So that's an excuse. You could have did that from the jump. You don't have to do that, but you wanted more money from your game by making it cross-platform. You can cut that shit off at any point. Now you telling me that, oh yeah, we 3-4 years into the generation.
No, I don't know if I'm not explaining myself right. Like, once again, I feel like I understand the imagination part of this. Like, imagine if this was only. And I guess to me, it's not as tangible. I guess that's the word. Because like, yo, like we're just saying imagine. Like, I feel like we could say that about a lot of things as well. Like, imagine this, imagine that. But, you know, some of the most impactful games I played as of late, like Elden Ring, I believe that I had a PS4 release. You know, it's one of the better games I played, right? It came out on both. Like, so am I saying, I don't know. I guess I just don't care. Y'all could say that, compromise. I guess I don't care as much. I guess I just don't care as much. Maybe PC has done that to me. Like I said, GPU swatch. I went from 980 Ti's and SLI. I went from 1080, 20. Like, you know, like all that changes is just like the performance of games play better. I guess I'm just more invested in how good the game actually is, like the final product. Like, is it good? That's what I care about. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, I think we were talking about layoffs, but we went on a tangent a little bit.
Layoffs. Hope they land on their feet. My condolences. What's the other thing to say? Oh, terrible year in gaming. There we go.
So you know what we should talk about real quick?
What's up?
Warner Brothers. I do want to talk about Warner Brothers.
God. I almost made a video. They lucky. They so fucking lucky. Oh my god. I was tired. Bro. I was about to flame Warner Brothers ass. I can't believe these dicks.
Warner Brothers.
God. These fucking cock gobblers.
Warner Brothers release a highly successful game. You know, on MPDs, it's either two games are the top selling games. It's either a Call of Duty or a Rockstar game, a GTA or a Red Dead.
Yeah.
But yo, they made history. They dropped Hogwarts Legacy. And it was the best-selling video game in the United States of America, beating out games like Tears of the Kingdom, Call of Duty. And Warner Brothers seen this, and they're like, you know what we need to do going forward? We need to do more live service games like Suicide Squad. That's the takeaway that they had. So the CEO of Warner Brothers has been talking a whole lot of bullshit, and they're gonna learn. Jamie, they're gonna learn. EA was on this type of time at one point in time. EA was on this type of time. They were talking like this, but they learned
everything needed to be live service.
They learned real
mobile.
quick. They learned real quick. Then they started back making games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and single player games. They learned real quick. So Suicide Squad is already reporting to that it failed to meet expectations. Like we've already seen reports of that. It pretty much flopped in their eyes. The game took 8 years to make, right, or some shit like that, something crazy like that. 8 years to make, and it already failed to meet expectations. They came out and said, and pretty much the CEO wants to double down on making more of these type of games. I don't know, man.
I don't know how you do it. Like, what more do they want from, like, they want to kill the goodwill that they had with Hogwarts Legacy, because that was a single player game. I don't think it had microtransactions. If it did, I didn't hear much about them, or they didn't seem to be any intrusive things. And they want to take something like that and make it like a live service game. Like, why would you do that? Where you're now going to probably try and nickel and dime people, because that's typically how live service games work. I mean, sometimes you get some jewels where they don't do that, but the way Warner Brothers is talking, like they're being straight up like, yo, we want more money out of the players. Like, we're trying to figure out how to monetize the players for the long term. And now they want to
learn. They're gonna learn, man. That's all I can say about this. They're gonna learn. Let them try. Jamie, hey, they might hit, but honestly, to be honest, if that's the route and your game is not good, guess what? It's just gonna die.
It just sucks though, because now we clearly see, like, not that we didn't speculate, but Suicide Squad was clearly a Suits decision. Like, that's confirmed. Like, they wanted to do that so they can monetize it, make it go long term, have the 4-player co-op so you can sell you even more suits and shit like that for the different characters. And then now we see that they're probably gonna ruin Hogwarts Legacy. All the legacy that they had with Hogwarts, they're probably just gonna throw it down the drain and make it some type of co-op live service game too. So hey, they're gonna learn, but I do feel bad for Rocksteady, because I do think that they have some talented people over there. And that's probably why
I heard all the big guys left already.
The founders left. Like, I'm sure, like, a lot of the higher upper people probably left because they didn't want to do something like this. I knew the writing was on the wall when them dudes left. When the founder, I'm like, oh, they left? Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Okay. I do want to talk about this. This is not really my bag. It's not my area of expertise. Once again, it's another shit that I just don't really be caring about too much, but it's the big topic going on the internet, so let's discuss it. Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Do you understand what's going on with this shit that people are like throwing up a fit? It has to do with like wokeness and diversity in games, and pretty much people feel like, I think, okay, so from my understanding, and maybe someone in the chat can inform me, right? From my understanding, Sweet Baby Inc. is a company that is brought in to consult like developers during development of diversity and stuff like that. That's their job, as like they're consultants for like diversity and shit.
Inclusiveness.
That type of shit. And right now, I think the drama is that people have found a whole bunch of games that they've been a part of.
Yep.
And they're pretty much saying all the games that they've been part of are been kind of shit. So they're pretty much saying that Sweet Baby Inc. is the reason why these games were received so bad, because they were putting in agendas, the wokeness, the woke crowds, this and that and that, right? Isn't that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There is a little bit more with so there was a Steam, I think it's like a community thing that somebody created, where if you are either subscribed or if you go to this page, it pretty much has all the games that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on listed on this page. So that pretty much telling you to avoid these games because they worked on it. And like you said, these people are not a fan of them because they feel like this is the reason. They are the reason why we get these games with the inclusiveness, the wokeness, the whatever the fuck the word wokeness even means at this point. I've seen so many
Bro,
different definitions of this damn word. I'm about sick of it. I
see
hated the
this.
word to begin with. I hate it now even more.
This is why Japanese developers are the greatest developers in the world, and I love Japanese games, bro. In general, like you just avoid this shit with like I don't care. I don't look, bro. I think you know what I always found interesting. I remember people were calling Dead Space remake woke. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. I remember that. What was it?
Bro,
The bathroom shit?
this
That
is
was one
what
of
blows
them.
my mind. And maybe I'm just receptive to maybe brainwashing. Maybe you guys can tell me. I played Dead Space remake. I didn't even take that in my entire time with the game. About looking at the bathroom sign and
Yeah.
saying it's like gender fluid or it's all genders allowed or in the bathroom side. I can't believe people. Bro, I played the game, and that shit didn't even like. I didn't even care to look. I didn't even cross my mind. So I'm just so curious. Like these people like that are so like into
They
this,
be
like,
looking for it.
they be really looking for this shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really be taking it. My point in saying this, I don't really be even taking this shit when it's even happening. I just be playing the game for the game's sake. I don't even realize it's happening. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
I'm not gonna sit up here like, all right. So first of all, on the Sweet Baby Inc. side, they, from what I've read, they seem like they're consultants to the studios that they're working with. So I don't understand the whole backlash against Sweet Baby Inc. It seems like they suggest things to studios and the studios hire them for these type of
Yeah,
things. So it seems like
yeah.
if it's anybody to be mad at, it's the studios because they are hiring them for the consultation and they are also taking in their feedback from what they get from Sweet Baby Inc. So they don't have to put what they don't want to put in their game that Sweet Baby Inc. Suggests. So I don't understand why people are so upset with Sweet Baby Inc. And secondly, yeah, I do think that developers, certain ones, have an agenda on what they want to highlight in a certain game, whether it be diversity, whether it be inclusiveness with people with disabilities. I know that Spider-Man 2 side mission with Miles Morales' girlfriend got people upset because you're playing as a deaf girl. Like people got
I
upset
see.
about a side mission.
See,
I don't understand that. But
see, okay. See, I remember playing that during my review. The whole
yeah,
section did seem like, okay, why am I doing this? But I didn't
right.
think it was like for like woke reasons. Like I just thought the section was boring. I don't care that I'm playing as a black deaf girl. I just thought the section was boring. That's
Yeah,
all.
and that's the thing about me. Like, I don't care who you include in your game. Just make the shit good. I don't
Yeah,
care if I'm playing as a
bro.
gay dude. Like, make the story compelling, make the gameplay good, and I don't give a
That's what I'm
fuck
saying.
who I'm
That's what
playing
I'm saying.
as.
I really don't like. In the end of the day, is the game good or bad, bro? That's like where I'm at. Like, is shit good or if it's bad, it's bad. But I guess people
Right.
are saying that because of their consultation. Like for me, listen, for I was never one of those people throughout all my years of gaming. Like I was okay playing as like the white guy with the buzz cut. Like I never really even took in race like that in video games. Really, it really took for people to actually mention it. That like, yo, do you see like most of like the people that we play are just like white males or like like people. The conversation gets brought up, and as gaming gets bigger, I understand that these type of conversations are happening more and more because people are like, yo, where's all the black folk in the game? Where's all the Hispanic folk in the games? Where are all the Asian? You know what I mean? Like people. So I
Right.
could get that. I'm not really mad at it if people want to put more diverse characters in a game. I think I welcome that actually, but
Yeah.
I think in the
Yeah.
end
The
of the
thing with
day, it's just
okay.
just make the shit good. Have good
Yeah.
writing and make the shit good. I don't really care, bro. Who I play as, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I see a
I'm
black
kind of
man or Asian man and say this shit's woke. Is the game good, bro? That's the question
yeah.
you need to be asking, yo. Is the shit good? If it's good, then who cares, bro? I don't care.
My only beef with like certain characters and like when they go to the diverse route is like a lot of the games before. I mean, I feel like they might be doing a little bit better now, But like when it was a black character, a lot of times the story was like, you know, growing up in the hood,
It's
gangster
growing up in the
story.
hood, gangster.
Yeah, like, you know, single mom type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
mass
like,
stereotypical shit
that
too.
ain't the only black stories that you guys
I
can tell.
know
Like, come on, like
exactly,
switch,
exactly.
diversify the stories you're telling with the black characters. I don't, you know what I mean? It don't have to it don't even have to be black. Any race that you put in there,
Bro.
Mexican, Asian, it don't matter. Like, make the stories unique to that race, but also switch it up so it's not so stereotypical for that type of race.
I do agree. I do agree. You know what I mean? Like, when do people throw the example of the black characters? They always bring up like CJ from San Andreas or some shit like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was an era where all the motherfuckers in true crime,
True
black,
crimes,
gangster, 25 to life, another black character, San Andreas. I'm like, every black character I was playing as was a gangster, a crooked cop. Like it was like, come on,
and if it's a character creation, they be doing us nasty. We either get the massive fro, or the buzz cut, bro. That's it, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Or them dookie ass cornrows.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not, man. As a black man, I'm not mad if developers are getting some people to come and consult. They did some proper. Spider-Man needed some more consulting. What they did to Miles, they fucked up his he had the cleanest fade in gaming. He had the cleanest fade in gaming. They gave him the weird haircut, bro.
Now, if you tell me Sweet Baby Inc. gave him the Killmonger, then the hell with them. I'm with everybody.
Low key.
You gave him the Killmonger,
bro.
the hell with them. It's
bro,
over.
Miles had the sickest face. Yo, I remember playing Miles Morales. I'm like, damn, yo, they got him looking right. Nigga's fade is clean as shit. Came back Spider-Man 2. This guy got the weird haircut, bro. Shit is crazy.
That shit is everywhere.
I don't know, man. This is not my area of expertise, bro. To be honest, it's not my area of expertise. You have to watch like Alex or like Fertanga and them boys for them type of shits for care about this. I don't care about this shit, bro. Is the game good, bro? Hashtag is the game good, bro. That's all.
Is it good?
About, is it good?
Hashtag how's it looking? Yeah, but you know, like the because other games mentioned were like God of War Ragnarok. So I know people had issues with Angela being black.
Wait, Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in
They consulted on that on God of War Ragnarok, yeah. But the only character I really see people complain about was like Angrboda being black, being that.
Why?
I think like because I think the original like the original.
It's a fictional character.
Nigga, you know how they get. You can't switch up those characters, man.
Yo,
however
bro,
they presented in the real and the story and the lore.
Is there one story of like Norse mythology? Is there not multiple books or iterations of like? Is there a way to Angrboda is supposed to look like?
I don't know.
I don't know either, bro. Like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. It is what it is. Let them boys fight about them dumb shit, and I'm just gonna enjoy my video games. Yeah, I don't care about that shit. In other news,
too, I'm not sure.
Alan Wake 2 was fire. Were they working on that?
Yeah, they were consulting on that as well.
Well, that game's fire. Shout out to Sagas too, yo. Great character. Love that character. Ghost of Tsushima.
Wait. Before you move on.
What's up?
I don't know. Somebody in the chat might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Saga character was like a white person at first, and then they switched it. But
really? I've never seen no gameplay where the character was white.
I thought I saw on Twitter like either some concept art or something like that, and it was like a white girl. And then the final.
And they switched their backs. So what? The game was it's a made up character. So who cares? They swapped they could have made the fucking Mexican. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see that's some of the things that people be.
Maybe I'm. Yeah, I saw someone in the chat say my third eye is not open yet. Maybe that's the case, or maybe it said my third eye is not open yet. So I guess we'll see. I don't know, man. I just don't care, bro. I just don't care.
All right, moving on though.
Yeah, moving on. Ghost of Tsushima is finally coming to PC.
Yes, sir. This is I call this game the People's Champ game. Like this is one that didn't. I mean, it sold great. And I think the Metacritic's like around the 80 something, which I think it probably could be a little bit higher, somewhere in the 80s, but I think it's like at the low 80s.
It scored right. Continue though.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, this game though, I think it's like universally accepted as a lot of people's favorite PlayStation exclusive, whether you play on PC, even some of the Nintendo guys. I really don't know what it is. about this game that has like everybody like loving
People
it, but
people love
I love it, but I'm
samurais.
just
People
like
love samurais, bro.
I do
Come
think
on.
that is it. I think it's the samurai
People love
story, and
samurais.
then
People love samurais. It's just that's what it is.
yeah,
People like feudal Japan. Like I love feudal Japan games.
I love
Shit.
them stories, man. Some people didn't like. I don't know. I love that story of Ghost of Tsushima, man. I really do. I didn't like that they have you like make that decision at the end because I just like them to tell the story they want to tell because it's going to be a fucking canon ending.
There has to be a
But
canon ending, right?
yeah, since they're gonna do a sequel based around Jin, yeah, there has to be one ending that's canon. But coming to PC, this is one that we've been waiting on for a long time, and this is gonna be Sucker Punch's first game on the PC platform, and it's gonna be they're gonna be helped out by Nixus. So Nixus is getting put to work because they also doing the Horizon joint too.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice. I'm
You
glad
excited?
it's finally I'm glad it's finally here. I recently did a playthrough like within the last 6 months, so I'm sure PlayStation is gonna slide over a copy. I will check it out, but when I do get the itch to play it again, I will play it on PC this time. But I'm definitely gonna benchmark that game versus I played it not that long ago. I just replayed the game, so I'm not gonna play it again on PC. But I'm definitely happy for the people who want to re-experience the game or playing it for the first time is gonna get that opportunity on PC. It has all the bells and whistles, ultra wide support, 4K native, 120 frames,
All
DLSS,
of the upscaling technologies.
yeah, FSR 3, I think it has all of that shit. So
Intel XeSS.
yep. So it's the real deal. Nixus is good at doing what they're doing, and easily the smartest buy PlayStation has done for their whole PC initiative. It's the smartest buy.
Yeah.
It's better than outsourcing it. You went and picked up some great people that do great PC ports, and they're gonna make all your in-house games. So, like you mentioned, this is Sucker Punch's first debut on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And J-Man, we're getting to the point where the major, I know that you like that word, the major PS4 games are pretty much all on PC now. Like the staples.
Yeah.
Like, okay, outside of Bloodborne, the smaller games like Gravity Rush, Concrete Genie, Resogun, which I know for a fact they're never coming. I don't think they come in. I don't think.
I think Gravity Rush might come.
Well, that's you know what? If they're remastering it, then it will come. It only makes sense, right? But as for just bringing it over, if it's not getting a PS5 release as well, they're not bringing it. Like if the game's getting a PS5 update, then I think they're gonna bring it on PC as well. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's gonna be their excuse to dig and go and get some of those PS4, some of them smaller PS4 games, and remaster them so that they can put them out on PC as well. Because I think that's another way that they're gonna try and increase
I don't think so.
revenue.
I actually disagree. I think we might get a couple of we might see, if anything, maybe like an Infamous one day. We might see that Gravity Rush, right? We might see. But I think when they port over The Last of Us Part 2, which is rumored to be coming out, to be announced and coming out this year as well.
This year,
for PC.
yeah.
And I believe the rumor is Iron Galaxy is making a port again. Apparently, that's a rumor.
Oh Lord!
Hopefully, Naughty Dog steps in and helps. This helps a little bit more.
Nixon steps in, like leave both of them motherfuckers, like step to the side, like
J-Main,
got it.
The PS4 catalog is exhausted at this point. If you're really taking in the bigger, as soon as GT7 is exhausted. Bloodborne's not coming. The dream is dead. I was used to think it was coming, but I think the dream is dead, to be honest.
I think Bloodborne is coming. I just don't think it's gonna be.
Bro, I was so on the Bloodborne it's coming train.
Shit.
But it doesn't need it doesn't really need a remake like that, does it? It needs a remaster. It doesn't need a remake. It's one of them cases like, yo, why is Bloodborne getting a remake? It needs a remaster, if anything, just to clean up the visuals and the frame rate. Like the game is already. It doesn't need a full blown remake, in my personal opinion. But
no,
it is what it is.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
I don't think it needs it.
Unless it's something severely wrong with that, like that code. I just don't understand what the fuck. What are they doing? Like, why is it taking so long? Like, what is the issue? Like, why hasn't? If it's just a remaster, then I feel like this shit could have been done. Like, this could have been one of the first PC ports that they ever did, and make it happen. Oh, Demon Souls, I think it's supposed to be coming too. That was another rumor for this year, is Demon Souls.
Yeah, man, I lost hope on the Bloodborne hype train. Still, I was on it heavy. I was saying like, there's no way PlayStation has to know. But after seeing Homeboy's comment, Miyazaki's comment. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. The director of the game. He seems like he ain't working on this shit. I think people are saying PS6 because he was talking about something about new hardware, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it
Yeah,
happens or not.
he was saying new hardware creates like new opportunities for the
So
games and shit
was
like
he
that.
addressing the PS5 or was he looking into the future? I guess that was the.
Yeah, that's a good point. Being where we at in the generation, it's definitely good. He could be talking about because I doubt they'll remake it. Would they remake it for the PS? Nah, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Does Bloodborne actually need a I don't think the game needs a remake. That's the funny thing. Like, I don't think it needs to be remade. What needs to be remade about that game? If you pop it in right now on your PS5, honestly, it just needs a resolution boost. The game is beautiful already. Like, artistically, it's beautiful, and the frame rate needs to be fixed. Like, it needs a simple remaster. Like, why is that so difficult, bro? I don't know.
Yeah, something's wrong with that shit.
Yeah, it got to be something else. Code. Yes, it got to be something wrong. But yeah, like
they're not. Go ahead. I was saying for the PC ports and stuff. I don't feel like they're gonna they're not gonna tap into like the PS3 shit because they ain't even putting PS3 shit on PS5. Yeah, so as far as the PS4 games, I think
Last of Us Part 2,
they are getting close. Yeah, I think they are getting close to the big ones that they would want on both platforms.
You know that? Remember that old like commercial where they had like all the games like Days Gone, Spider-Man, Horizon, and the slides, right? And bro, literally all of them. They had like only on PlayStation across it, like all of them. All of them are literally on PC now, bro.
I seen the PC dudes. They took that art and they X'd out all the games, and then said only on PlayStation.
What a time, right? J Main, like. It's crazy. I feel like people have amnesia. Like when we just looking back and like when we used to like pod, like this was sacrilegious back in the day. Like people don't. I think there must be a lot of new people, but if people really think back, like this was like unheard of as sacrilegious for something like this to happen. PlayStation would never. Holy, look where we're at today. And what I'm thinking is that. Once again, I'm the believer that once again we had this topic, this conversation before. I'm the believer that Day One is already here. By the way, but J Main's version of Day One, I think that is coming. I think they're gonna test it one day. They're gonna test it. I'm gonna win my money. Within at least the PS6 generation. I think early on in that generation, they're gonna test it out with at least one game, and all it takes is one game for me to win the bet. And And I think it's definitely gonna happen sooner than later. I really do. I think we're pretty much there at this point, yo. We got the guys saying they want to be more aggressive when it comes to releasing games on PC, mobile, cloud, and shit like that. What does that mean? What does that mean when he wants to be more aggressive? What does that even mean? What's your takeaway when you hear that? When he says he wants to be more aggressive?
So when I hear that, I think of tapping into a lot of those other PlayStation 4 games that they want to bring over to PC.
They're not bringing that shit over.
Last Guardian.
They're not wasting their time bringing that shit over.
Shadow of the Colossus, the Uncharted trilogy. That's still
bro.
Infamous.
There's a rumor for Uncharted remake. That would come on both. I'm telling you, Jamie, if Until Dawn is day and date and it's not staggered purposely, I think that's telling.
It is gonna be day and date. Until Dawn, I'm telling you, Until Dawn is gonna be day and day.
But that's the first time. That's a first. You know that, right? You know that's a first.
A first for what?
That they release simultaneously like that, even for the games that were brought back, like The Last of Us Part 1. They were staggered for 6 months. Uncharted: The Legacy of Thieves collection, right? It released in 2016 initially, but it was staggered on PC. So I'm just thinking, if Until Dawn is not staggered.
Yeah,
I think that's telling, bro. I think that's very telling.
I don't think so.
I think that's very telling, personally.
Nah, that's still a remake, dog.
And if the rumored Gravity Rush is once again, if it's simultaneously, not staggered, purposely, I think that's also very telling. So at that point, we already have a day and date live service. We're gonna have a day and date remake. We might have a day and date remaster. So all is just one more, Jamie, for me to win this fucking bet.
Yeah, it's not just one more. The big one more. The big one more.
All it has to be a single player. All it has to be a single player game, bro. That's all it has to be. A single player game. That you said that won't happen.
It's not. We'll see though.
see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
they go hit you with the Last Guardian, brother. It's coming. It's coming.
They're not bringing the Last
like
Guardian to PC, bro. It's not happening. That game flopped
Why not?
terribly on
Bro.
PS4. They're not bringing it over to PC, bro.
There's some flops they done brought over to PC, dog.
What?
And they
Actually,
flopped on
you ain't
PC
lying.
too.
You ain't lying. Sackboy. Wait.
Sackboy. I don't know
That
what the
shit
fuck they should bring the Little Big Planet games if they fucking around with Sackboy, man.
No. Keep them dead. Them games suck, bro. I'm sorry. Them games suck.
Watch your mouth, yo.
Little
Enough
Big
with the
Planet
media molecule
sucks.
disrespect.
Little
Enough.
Big Planet is the worst platformer, one of the worst platforms I've ever played. You have some cool level design shit going on, but when it comes to straight platforming, it's some of the worst platforming I've played in my entire life. Straight up.
Yeah, you talking crazy.
I'm not talking crazy. The platforming in that game is terrible. And I've played a lot of platformers in my day. We got a super chat donation from MJ with a $20 super chat.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen you around. What's good? Type 1 with a $9 super chat. I appreciate it. He says, another PlayStation first party coming to PC. Good thing PlayStation has a few new first party games announced for PS5. Oh, wait. Lame ass Jim Ryan. I'm salty. But it is what it is. Stay smooth, y'all. Don't be salty, yo. Don't be salty, bro.
Yo. Yeah, they gave the first party games on PC, and people were saying ain't no first party games announced for PS5. No new ones. You got Concord. That was announced. Fair Games. That was announced. Yikes.
That is true. At this point, yo, I think at the moment there's 14 first party games on PC. At this point,
Damn.
like
that list got big as quick.
Is it like back in the day when this shit used to happen? Like I used to troll a little bit, you know, poke, just for fun, poke the bear, because who really gives a shit? But nowadays it's like regular. Like, why are people so outraged about shit like this? Like I see that people are so mad at the Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I saw some people are still coming at Sony for something like this. I'm like, yo, y'all kind of like, you know, they dropped like 14 games already on Steam.
Right.
Like
that's like
what are y'all
that's like
doing
when Stacey
right
Dash came to the timeline and was like, nobody told me DMX was dead. Like, what are you talking about? Like they've been doing this shit for mad long.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like why y'all crashing out on Ghost of Tsushima? Like they just dropped Helldivers, they dropped The Last of Us Part 1, they dropped literally God of War, like the biggest game. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2 has already been leaked. That's coming early 2024. Like yo, bro, like why y'all even mad?
It's already whole PS5.
It's done,
games
bro.
on
It's
PC.
like there's no battle. There's no. That's what I don't understand. There's no battle to be fought here, Jamie. It's over. Why do people not realize that? Just complaining, going under Herman Hall's tweets, going under official PlayStation tweets, like it's doing nothing. It's just making you look insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no battle here. It's done. Like, what are we talking about here, bro?
I don't know. People still got that attachment that this is my PlayStation and nobody else can have it.
You know what? I think we will see that day that PlayStation fans will not react to PC releases really soon. I think it is coming though. They're gonna be just like Xbox guys. It's just gonna be just normal. It's just status quo. I think it is coming.
The thing is, I thought they were getting better. Like I was a little bit taken aback by the kind of the Ghost.
That's what I'm saying.
Reaction.
I'm like, why are they blowing up with Ghost? Like the fanboys went crazy.
Yeah, I didn't feel like this was the reaction. Like I seen a few people, but like they're on the PlayStation blog, like going crazy over there. Like I didn't see that. I might have to go back and look at those other blog posts, but I don't remember it being a thing where people were like, "Yo, people going crazy over there for this game coming to PC." I don't know.
If I want to tell y'all, some people, if y'all one of those people going crazy, it's nothing is getting reverted, nothing's getting reversed, bro. Straight up, nothing's getting bro. Too much investment, too much money going has been made. Nothing's changed. If anything, they're doubling down, which I believe they're doubling down even further, bro. But that's neither here or there.
But they do got to feed the people. They do, in terms of what's coming next for play. I said that earlier. Like they do got to feed us about what's next. So, but that's the whole. I think I don't know. That's a little separate.
Yeah. All right, so what else has been happening? Oh man, Yuzu. Let's talk about it.
Oh shit. Smoking on that Yuzu pack.
Oh man. All right, so if you don't know what's going on, the famous emulator Yuzu, the Nintendo Switch emulator, is gone. Their Patreon is down. Their website is gone. Pretty much, Nintendo sued the company, I believe, and they settled. I think they settled for $2.4 million. All I gotta say is, I hope them people were stacking them pennies in that Patreon. I hope they were stacking up to pay this fee. So pretty much, Yuzu's dead. Yeah, Yuzu's dead, guys. But guess what? Nuzu's already hit the Nuzu already hit the timeline, bro. Nuzu already hit the timeline, bro.
The new kid was already on the block before the 24 hours was up. Like, they already had a new one on the block. I knew that was gonna happen. My thing was,
we already know it. This happens all the time. Nintendo fights and shit. Something pops up. A new thing's gonna pop up.
I was just laughing at the fact that people slept on Nintendo in terms of getting something done. Like, oh, Nintendo's not gonna win. They ain't got no case. Oh, we was talking to it's Alex and
Twitter,
they ain't got no case.
Twitter lawyers, bro. If Nintendo honestly, if they're pursuing, they got a case. You know what I'm saying? It's like the feds. Like, when you're at your door, they already got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already got you. They already built up their case. They already got you. I'm hearing Nintendo had people infiltrated in their Discord to find all sorts of receipts that they're doing all sorts of illegal activity and shit like that.
Yeah, because because of course emulation itself is not illegal, but when you go in, you're trying to either sell. They were selling like patches to the Yuzu emulator to fix the game before the shit even came out. Like, how you selling patches to a game on Yuzu emulator before the game even launches? Dog? You're done. Yeah. You're done. So that it seemed like for them, their downfall was the whole Patreon, because they got a little bit greedy. Where maybe the Patreon before was maybe even selling patches or doing things and updates for games after release.
They flew too close to the sun, J-Man, pretty much. That's just what happened, bro.
Yep.
They flew too close to the
sun.
So
before release, you're finished. You're finished. Even though, you're finished.
You know what's interesting? They actually said that 1 million people downloaded Tears of the Kingdom. That's actually pretty impressive. Because usually when shit gets pirated, I never really hear the number being that staggering. I'm like, that's a lot.
So they potentially lost out on what, $70 million right there? Potentially, if everybody had intentions on buying it.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm so pro. I'm pro emulation. I've always been. I always will be. I think it's good to have. Some of these games, once again, their systems are discontinued. They're not selling the game no more.
Yeah, that's when I'm cool.
I'm pro. Like, bro, like, if I want to play some sort of obscure, like, if I want to play Golden Sun, like, you're telling me that, like, I have to go. First of all, if I even go buy a secondhand
system
Game Boy, if I go and hunt down and buy a secondhand Game Boy Advance, Nintendo don't see none of that money. Number one. I go buy a used copy for a crazy amount of money of Golden Sun for old ass game.
They don't see that money.
They don't see that money either. Why not just?
So you're not hurting them.
I'm not like what are we talking about?
It's the new.
I think I think it becomes a problem when we're talking about the new games. That like I'm not really pro piracy. Have I ever pirated a game before? 100%. I've done it, but I always find myself that I've never beat a game I pirated. I've never beat a game I pirated before.
Same. If I like a game that I might have pirated, then I will.
I've never beat a game I
will potentially buy it. I implicate myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of snitching on myself, but it is what it is. I'm keeping it 1,000. I've pirated a game before 100%. I think most of us here probably pirated something to a certain extent, but I've never beaten a game I pirated. It's just something about it. Like, when something is too accessible, J-Main, you don't respect it. That's how I take when it comes, at least for me. Some people probably could pirate a game and complete it. For me, when something's super accessible, like, I have all these options, I could just click and play it. Like, for some reason, I can't beat it. That's why I've never beaten a game that I pirated.
I low-key feel nasty, like, when I'm playing a game that's like, even though like I might be playing something that is running better on my platform than it would be on the platform that I could, play it on. Like, I don't feel right when I'm playing it, and then I'm like, especially if I didn't like support the developers or anything like that yet. It's like, nah, I don't feel right doing this, so I'm not gonna complete it, but I'll try it out. See if I'm gonna fuck with it. and then if I do, I'll just buy it on the platform that I
for
have.
me personally, there's a value when you pay the money. Like you have a different kind of respect buying actually spending money on a game that you wanted. You have like, and you know, like you have a different kind of respect for it when it's so accessible that you just, I just clicked it, it's here. Like I don't know, I find like every game that I've pirated in the past, or it's more of I've kind of used it as more of a little bit of a game, like of a demo. Like I'm kind of unsure about this. The games I knew that I straight wanted, I just buy. I've always just bought them. But if it's something that I might have not have been sure about, like in the past I've done it before. Like let me just see what it's hitting for. And I might have played it a little bit. I'm like, this is trash. I put it down. I delete it, uninstall it. It's done. You know what I'm saying? But if it's when it's so accessible like that, you just get it. You just don't respect it. You just
like
don't
getting it for
respect
free. And shit.
Getting it for free. That's what I'm talking about. Like when you just get it for free, like you just don't really. At least for me, I don't respect it. But when I actually spend money on some shit, I respect it a little bit more, and like, it's, you know, like, yo, I paid for this shit. I'm gonna beat this shit. What's Jack saying? Kofi just said something too expensive. That's not the same. I'm talking about monetarily, Jack. Spending money. When I buy a game on Steam, I'm spending money, Jack. When I buy a game, yo, Jack is trying to spit some weird shit. I see what Jack's trying to at the angle he's trying to come at, just because of his game's going on other platforms. That's not. We're not talking about the same thing, Jack. I'm talking about actually spending money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about it's available. I don't care if it's on fucking PC. Like I buy games on PC, bro.
Yo.
Nah. But when it comes to Yuzu, once again, I was a supporter of the emulator. I buy all my Nintendo Switch games, right? Every game that I've tried off Yuzu, I have a physical copy. Yeah. Every single one of them, I have a real copy. I was kind of on this. I kind of utilize Yuzu because I just wanted better performance for certain games. But even then, J-Main, I found myself not finishing in the games. I found myself not finishing the games. I just something about just buying the game, popping. Yeah, something about buying the game, popping it in, or just, you know, you just respect it more.
Yeah, because even that, like, you buy your game, and then you might. So some people know how to do the whole dumping the files and then playing it on other. I don't know how to do that shit. But if you support the developer and the publisher by buying it, I mean,
my moral compass is fine.
I'm okay.
My moral compass
fine.
is fine.
I know Nintendo might have a problem with that, and it might, you know, be a little bit. I don't know if I guess that's illegal, right? Because you can emulate it by dumping your own files. But
I just don't know. I might not have the equipment.
To be putting it on the internet for use.
Exactly. You're just not. Yeah, I think it becomes illegal when you share it. When you buy it, and you dump it on it and you use it, I think that's perfectly legal. I think the problem is that when these games get passed around, and once again, I'm kind of like if I'm iffy on it. Once again, if the game is not available anywhere for me to buy, how am I going to experience some of these classic games? Like what do you expect me to do? Make it available, then I'll buy it. Make it available, then I'll buy it then.
Because I'll say this, I definitely downloaded that Wolverine joint, because you can't buy that shit nowhere. Or like at least support the developers and buy. You can buy it on the second market. But I downloaded that shit on PC, and I'm definitely playing through that. I'm definitely gonna play through that shit. Yes, but yeah, I don't have no problem with that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, more emulators are gonna come about. I think
it's not
they're gonna play more safe. They probably not gonna. But that's the thing. If they don't do the whole Patreon thing, or if maybe they could try and keep it low key, will it get supported like the Yuzu emulator did? Because that seemed to be the best one in terms of the Switch games.
I think the real conversation to be had here, low key, is Nintendo games have been emulated, J-Man, since I was a child. They've been like, people been emulating Nintendo games on PC since I was a kid. I ain't gonna lie. I remember using Project 64. Even goofing around playing games like Super Smash Bros. And F-Zero and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Even on my N64 emulator on my family computer, bro. Nintendo's literally had this issue for a long time. And when I look at it today, it's like, yo, there's clearly like a huge audience that people want to play Nintendo games that on PC. I don't know why Nintendo doesn't. Do you think it would kill their console if Nintendo released games on PC? I don't think so, though.
Would it kill it?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't kill it.
I don't think so.
Do
you think it would drastically? Do you think it would drastically affect it?
No. It would put.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I think the crowd that they target Because if you think about it, J-Man, you could play. Yo, I'm telling you, you could play Nintendo games, dating as far back as the NES, bro, for like literally years now. Their entire
I was playing
library
them
is
shits on PSPs.
bro. Their entire library is already on PC. A couple of clicks of a button. It's even easier to emulate like the OG games, like use Dolphin, use Virtual Boy. It's so easy to find this.
They took
You know
down
what I'm-
that 3DS emulator too.
Yeah,
or DS
yeah.
emulator, Citra
So
or some
I'm
shit.
just thinking like Nintendo games as someone who owns a PC, like they've always been so accessible. Like why not just sell the games and try and make some money? That's what I don't understand, bro.
Yeah, I mean, people they bring up good points too. Like Nintendo has a terrible system with like the legacy games and the eShop and all of that. So there are a lot of things that people want to give Nintendo money for, even if it is on the Switch itself, and it's just not available for them to buy it there. And the only way they could get access to it is to like emulate it and shit like that. So
Buy
I don't know,
everything secondhand,
Nintendo,
which is expensive, you know?
yeah.
Try buying
Oh,
a used Pokemon game. Try buying a used Pokemon game, bro. Try buy Fire Red, yo. Just go ahead and Google that. Fire Red or go and Google on eBay how much Pokemon Heart Gold is going for. Just a cartridge, not even complete in box. Go ahead and Google how much that's going for, bro. And you're telling me you want me to go pick up a DS, which I may or may not have, go spend $400 on a cartridge, you know what I mean, just to play. Nah, that's stupid, bro. I'm playing that shit on PC, bro.
Even if they don't want to bring it to PC, they leaving a lot of money on the table with with their legacy games, putting it on Switch. Like it's a lot of shit that's not on there.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Huh? RIP, bro. RIP.
That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
It was like, this is gonna be the end of emulation.
Nah, it's not. It's
New,
not. Something
new
else,
shit
something
popped
else gonna
up
pop
24
up,
hours
bro.
later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So tell me what's going on with this whole Final Fantasy situation. I'm seeing people say it flopped. Like, what's going on?
Oh, okay. So, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, some numbers came out for the first week in Japan, and they did have some comparison numbers. So, first week in Japan, Rebirth did 262,656 copies sold. It was the number one game for the week, but in comparison and to a previous Final Fantasy game, which was 16, I believe it was below that. I think Final Fantasy 16 did 300 and something thousand in the first week. And I'm not going to compare it to Remake because Remake came out at the end of the PS4 cycle. So, of course, the player base is above 2-1 at that point. So, of course, those numbers are going to be way higher. But just comparing it to Final Fantasy 16 to me I felt like this was a little bit of a disappointment in terms of those numbers because I felt that going in, Final Fantasy 16 had way more controversy with the way that they switched to a heavily action-based combat. And I felt like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth had a lot of positive going in for it, especially coming off a remake, which a lot of people loved. And, you know, they did the demo, which had positive reception. So I thought these numbers could easily eclipse something like a Final Fantasy 16 in terms of first week sales. Now, one thing that could be the case is maybe more people have gone digital with this one, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when more numbers come out.
Yeah,
But some people are calling it a flop.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to say that.
I think that's too. I think it's too early. I think that's my take on the whole situation. Like you said, it doesn't count the digital sales. Also, these are just Japan numbers too. These are just Japan.
Yeah, this is just Japan. Just
We
Japan.
just gotta
Just
wait.
Japan. Just physical.
I'm pretty sure the
top
game
of
is
that.
gonna do well. I'm gonna take a safe bet and say I think the game is gonna do well. People are having a broader conversation saying that like it's Final Fantasy falling off, like or like its popularity in general, like, and
I don't know if
I don't know.
The original Final Fantasy 7 did like what 10 million. I think that might be like one of the higher selling ones. I don't think Final Fantasy was ever like that. Like it was big, but in terms of today's numbers of big, I don't think it ever was that. Like I don't think it ever was anything like astronomical. So I don't know. People thinking that maybe it being exclusive. I do think this like them of course skipping out on PC at least until the exclusivity thing is up. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt his numbers because I do think this would have did well on PC. if it was there day one, especially on Steam. But
Missing that hype window is, I think Helldivers was just a perfect example. Like missing that kind of hype window when like everybody's on it. I think people are kind of like downplaying like the kind of importance of that, thinking that maybe the double dip is better. I think actually hitting the window that like when people are actually most anticipated the game is actually really important. And I think that kind of propels the game even further when a whole bunch of more people are talking about it. I think that's what kind of blew up Helldivers, because anyhow Helldivers launched 6 months on PC later, we wouldn't be talking about how it was a crazy success story today. I don't think so. If it was coming 6 months later.
Well, I think that game, that game is specifically definitely spoke to the PC crowd. I still think that that's where the majority of the players are. But I don't know. I really didn't get to it yet, but I'm still my issue with the game is still that performance mode. That shit had me like, what? I looked at
Cloud's face
that
be
video.
looking a little funny at times too. I've been seeing people put screenshots of Cloud's face, and like from people I actually like trust, like Neo GameSpark. And I saw him post like a picture of Cloud, and he was looking kind of shaky. They gotta clean that up a little bit.
It looked like he saw a ghost. Like it was like a surprise animation. Like the character models didn't look too detailed and shit like that. So
hey Jamie, maybe you're right, man. Maybe we need that PS5 Pro sooner than later, bro. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's when I'm gonna credit you. You've been saying that we need that Pro. Maybe we do need that Pro sooner than later, bro.
The thing is, I don't think that's the case here with Final Fantasy VII.
You think it's just poor optimization, or
I think I think because it was the same thing with fucking Final Fantasy 16. That performance mode is dog shit, man. Like I don't know what's up with Square Enix and their performance modes.
And I think this kind of circles back to like our earlier conversation when I was just talking about like just games only releasing on the platform, like on a single platform. When you get examples like this that are like, does it really matter like that it didn't hit a different platform or like a past gen, like if it still has like certain issues and stuff like that? Like I don't know, man.
Well, I think these issues, like we don't foresee like that happening. Like we want it to look good, but also take advantage of the hardware at the same time. So, because that's what I look at. Other games that released from PlayStation first party studios that are PS5 only, like a Spider-Man. That it had its bugs when it released, but it had new tech in it that was different from the previous generation, and it also had a great performance mode in terms of performance and visual quality and shit like that. So,
I want to ask people in the chat, and I want to ask people in the chat because I haven't played it, so I can't speak on it. But I want people to be honest. The dudes that are playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, do you think a game like that could run on a PlayStation, a PS4? I mean, a
PS4, yeah.
I want to see what the people in the chat actually say. The people who are actually playing the game, after playing the game, at least in some form or fashion, maybe like the 30 frames per second. Obviously, maybe not 60 performance, right? But do you think a version of that game being at 30 could run on a PS4? Just out of y'all curiosity, I haven't played the game, so I can't speak on it. But maybe there's something crazy, some crazy tech going on in there that I do not know about. I know it has fast loading. I heard the fast travel's fast, but.
From what I'm seeing, I ain't seeing it. Is that
game doing something so special that it needs to be exclusive on PS5? I don't know. Yeah.
The devs came out and said that what they say. They said something about it being exclusive to the PS5 helped the development. It helped them design the seamless open world. Whatever the hell that means. I don't even know what that means in terms of, I mean, there's been plenty of seamless open worlds on other generations, but I don't know. Are they doing something different?
I don't know. I'm seeing some people in the chat say potentially, but there's low res textures everywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Low res textures, lighting issues. The performance mode, like I don't know what upscaling technology they're using. I don't know if that's
playing
it.
I know he's playing. He says he thinks it would, but the load in would just take longer.
It would take longer.
Huh? Who knows, yo? Who knows, really? Right? Who knows, really?
Also, speaking of Final Fantasy Rebirth, this was a mistake when it came out, but because it was a Washington Post interview, and they were he had mistakenly, I don't know how the fuck he made this mistake, but he said that the PlayStation had locked down the trilogy of Final Fantasy Remake for the PlayStation consoles, being a console exclusive, so that it wouldn't be coming to like Xbox or Switch until the trilogy was done. But he then came back and said that that's not true. I don't know. He said
you got it wrong.
He said
it wrong.
But the thing is, the way he said it is like, why? The way he said it was like that wasn't even said at all. So why the fuck did he put it in there?
Why did he write that? Why did he write that?
Yeah, like what did he misinterpret that he fucking made that shit up?
He made it up.
I still do think that's gonna be the case. I mean, we 2 games.
It looks
now,
like it.
It's not coming to Xbox.
Looks like it.
Might as well wait to the 3rd one and finish it out. But
yeah, it makes sense.
It'll be on PC. I don't know though. That Switch 2 might. I could see that having Remake. I could see that having the first one. I don't know if
that would be wild if Switch 2 got it before Xbox. That would be insane.
I could see it.
Wow. I could see it too. In a world like this, I could see it too, but that would be just insane. Can you imagine? That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, bro.
Probably do well too.
All right, so some other topics that we didn't cover. Toys for Bob.
Dogma.
Oh, let's save that one a little bit. Let's do this Toys for Bob one real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember it, but Toys for Bob pretty much went independent.
Yeah, they went indie, which was interesting. I don't know. I didn't expect it or see this coming, but there was actually 2 studios that went indie over like the last week or so. But Toys for Bob was one of them. They left Activision to go independent.
Good for them, yo. Good for them, honestly.
Yeah, and in the world with all of these layoffs and studio closures, I guess going independent was maybe a way for them to not be closed down. And to go along with that, they are still going to be trying to work with Microsoft on their new game that they're trying to produce. So
yeah, it seems like potentially like they're looking into working with Microsoft, right? Because now you're independent, so you go to a partner to get a bag to make whatever you want to make. So they could go and partner with anybody. So there's obviously they have some sort of connection with Microsoft. That's why they said potentially we're in talks with Microsoft to have some sort of partnership to probably develop a game, right? Because they're going to fund you the money. They'll probably have some form of exclusivity, and that's kind of how the business kind of seems to run. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. Do you think they're going to be making? A lot of people were expecting when they got acquired from Microsoft, they're going to make like a Crash Bandicoot or a Banjo type of game. Do you think that's what we're going to see from them?
If they are doing a partnership with Microsoft, I could definitely see that happening. Maybe they want to play it safe for their first independent game and go with an already established franchise, and they could do something like a Banjo or a Crash. Well, more Crash than Banjo.
No, they would have to partner with Microsoft then, because Microsoft owns those IPs. They're independent.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
They would play because they seem like they are early in development on their next new game. So it could be, but it could be a new IP then, since they are
IP, then they'll own it.
Partnership, then they will own it. So I don't know, maybe they want to do that so that they have some things under their portfolio. But
that's pretty much what Kojima did, right? With his shit, like pretty much he wanted to start fresh, have his own studio, pulls up to PlayStation, give me a whole bunch of money, give me the help me start up my shit. And PlayStation's like, all right, bet. Just make the shit exclusive on our shit and put it on PC later. Pretty much.
Yep.
What's going on here? All right. Dragon's Dogma 2. This has been a little bit of a hot topic. The game is getting amazing previews right now. People are already saying it's a game of the year contender, and it's absolutely fantastic. The funny enough is I've only recently started watching footage for Dragon Dogma this week. Like, I've always heard about it. I tried out the first game, never really got into it, too tough. I didn't really give it a fair chance, if I'm being honest. I played it way late. But I've been looking at the gameplay of the second one. It does look pretty damn awesome. I'm just kind of disappointed that like it's not co-op. Like, it's not like it seems like we have all these NPCs.
It seemed like a game that would be
right?
co-op.
Yeah, like we have all these NPCs. It's kind of reminding me of some Monster Hunter type of shit. But Never's gonna fry me, but with better gameplay, because Monster Hunter gameplay is a little weird, yo, weird ass gameplay. Sharpen up your sword every 5 seconds, every 3 slashes. Sharpen my shit. It looks like a more fun version of Monster Hunter. I'm like, damn, like this would have been dope if it was fucking co-op, yo. But
Yeah.
apparently all of them are just NPCs. But it still looks like a really good RPG. That now that I have Rise of the Ronin in my hands, I think I'm gonna have that platinum before the game comes out. So I will be playing Dragon's Dogma next.
On PS5? Huh? Are you gonna play it on console?
No, PC. Oh hell, oh, you didn't catch me with this one. I'm playing this on PC. PC.
Yeah, especially after the news came out that this shit is 30 FPS on consoles.
Yep.
Lord have mercy. I knew it was. I knew it. I fucking knew it. All that shit that was coming out. But even before that, just looking at the gameplay and the trailers, I'm like, this shit don't look too fluid. It ain't looking like it's gonna be 60
This shit's gonna
FPS.
be nasty on console, bro. I already can.
And
tell
it's gonna be
nasty.
unlocked. It's gonna be unlocked 30 FPS, which means
You know
the
them
frame
stutters
base
are
is
gonna be
shit.
crazy. Yeah, that shit gonna look nasty, bro.
I appreciate that for future proofing it, but we should also have a lock mode for the people that want to play 30 FPS because unlock 30 is not a good time.
I think an update will come. It only makes sense. They'll probably cap it and have the option to unlock it, like you said, when the PS5 Pro drops. Yeah. Maybe it could play it at 50 frames per second.
Yeah, that's a big jump to go from 30 to 60 on. But what I'm confused about is this on the RE engine or however you say that shit?
This is I believe this is the evolution of their engine. I think they call it the REX or some shit like that.
Really?
Right? I believe so. I mean,
they've been churning out games that have been running at high frame rates. Like
the Resident Evil games are really good.
Resident Evil remakes and even the new iterations. I know they're first person, but those have been running at high frame rates too. So I don't know what the fuck happened here.
Maybe it's the open world because usually those games are not open world, you know. So maybe it's just this iteration of your engine is open world. The detail looks incredible, at least when it comes to the presentation and the graphics. It looks really good. But yeah, this is a game I'm definitely playing on PC. I'm hoping that the PC port's really good, and I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on Digital Foundry and all the other tech YouTubers to see what they say when it comes to the performance of this game. But we're gonna see, man. The game looks dope. I want to.
It does.
It looks.
I was thinking about getting to the first one since I ain't gonna be touching this no time soon. But everybody telling me to skip the first one, like just go.
No connection.
They say like you don't need to play it. Yeah, it's like no connection really. But you know how it be when I go to a sequel. I'm like, I don't really want to play the sequel if I ain't played the first. At least try
back and play that. Yeah. All right, what else? Yeah, what else we didn't touch up on? Yeah, we haven't plotted in a while, so I want to talk about everything we.
Yeah, Embracer was another one of those studios that pretty much bought its independence.
Okay.
You there? The fuck?
Yeah, I'm here. No, you mean Saber? Wait, Saber, not Embracer.
My bad, Saber.
Yes. Yeah, Saber Interactive. Yeah,
Saber Interactive. For $500 million, it looks like they sold. Embracer sold them to like some private investors and as well. So, I'm hearing for people that care, like that Star Wars KOTOR remake is not dead, but don't expect it no time soon.
That's not coming out either. So.
Yeah.
What else? I think we pretty much covered a lot of the topics.
Yeah.
That we missed. I do want to mention the Helldivers thing that we were talk about at the top of the podcast. So pretty much what's going on with Helldivers right now is they're rolling out content pretty nicely. I would say they're doing a great job over there at Arrowhead.
They got the mechs coming soon.
Yeah, we got mechs coming soon, and the thing is, they tied the mechs to clearing a planet, right? Pretty much, right, J-Man? You
planet mission.
Than me, so
so they pretty much with the mechs, like a couple of other things were getting teased. The mechs got teased. Land vehicles got teased. Yeah, the tanks got teased. But the mechs, I think, are going to be the first out of those that they add to the game. And they came out and like with this poster thing that showed like which planet the mechs were being created on, and then the next day they said that planet had got invaded by the automatons, which is the robot faction, and that the Helldivers would have to liberate that planet, or the automatons would take the the technology of the mechs for themselves to use. So
That's fire. I like that. I think that's good marketing, yo.
yeah, that's cool as hell. That is like to tie it into the game. Well, we know it's coming, but you gotta kind of like work for it. I don't think if players like fail to liberate the planet,
they're not gonna drop
happen.
it. Yeah,
yeah. But what they
it,
might do is delay it. Like, all right, so y'all didn't take it over, so now you gotta like liberate this other planet that they'll like, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that to get it so that the players actually work together to unlock some shit. So that's cool. They got a whole new battle pass coming out. They call them war bonds. That's coming out next week. Premium war bond that's gonna have like 4 new weapons, 3 new armor skins, new capes and shit. Looks pretty dope. And then they have like new planet events where like meteor showers and fire tornadoes are happening at random.
Man, that's dope. Did that happen in the first game?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. That might be something new.
That's dope, man.
I know hazards were a thing in the first game, but I don't know if they did meteor showers and tornadoes and shit like that.
The way that they're constantly communicating with the community, adding stuff, constantly, I think it's very smart. It seems like Helldivers is gonna have some legs, some real actual legs if this continues for sure. Well, so that's nice to see. That's nice to see.
They it seemed like for some people they cut off the legs with this new rebalancing patch that they
oh had yeah, the railgun got nerfed, right?
Yeah, so they pretty much one of the best weapons in the game, pretty much the best loadout in the game they nerfed. So it was the railgun, it was the shield, and it was some of the call-ins. Oh, I think it was the breaker, which is like the shotgun, I think got nerfed, and then like some of the like the meteor shower, not the meteor showers, but the airstrikes and all that. I think some of those got nerfed as well. So people are pretty much from their side of it, they looking at it as they don't want one or a set of weapons to be the go-to for everybody. They want every people to not try out other weapons, but yeah, like they don't want a meta to become the game. They don't want
to explore. They want to explore.
Yeah, they want people to utilize different things to take it out because they're feeling like the other things that people should be using to help take it out aren't being utilized enough, and they want them to explore with that. So I don't know. Some people are upset about that.
But won't you get bored of using the same weapons like constantly though? Like in general, like
right.
Wouldn't you not get bored? Like shit gets
I would retool for a game like this. Yeah, you would.
And they're gonna drop new weapons too, right?
Enemies. Yeah, it's new weapons coming next week. It's mad new weapons coming next week. Yeah, and then they're also talking about like tweaking the enemies as well, so that so it doesn't become that again, where it's only one type of weapon that's taking out the enemies and shit like that.
Makes sense.
So
that's good.
I know it's not PvE.
I'm really happy.
I mean PvP, but PvE they definitely do balancing.
Yeah, I'm really happy for the success of this game. I ain't gonna lie. Do you count this as PlayStation's first attempt at the live service, or do you count Naughty Dog canceling Factions the first attempt?
I think that was the first attempt. I think this was somewhere in there.
So we can't credit them as this is their first attempt. They got it. We can't give them that credit.
Nah, hell no. They can't. They cancel Factions on the nigga. Nope. This is the second attempt. Fuck it.
This is their second attempt.
No, but to me, they've been doing live service for a little minute. I count like MLB as like a live service thing. I even count Gran Turismo kind of as it a little bit too.
It is.
Yeah, I guess they categorize it different internally, but
yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, Jay, man. I think we covered all the topics, at least all the main topics we wanted to talk about this week. It was definitely a good episode. Great to come and catch up, talk with the people.
One more thing. Insomniac fucked up. The Spider-Man 2, they came out with the new game plus mission replay.
That is out today.
Patch today. They it might be fixed by now, but if you don't got your game on auto update, they left the developer debug menu in the patch, so people were able to go into the files within the debug menu.
They can't get a break, yo.
And they had people found files for like future DLCs and shit like that. It wasn't anything new. Like if you saw the leaks from earlier this year, it's pretty much some of that same stuff. But yeah, like I was just like, God damn, like they can't. They fucked up. Yeah, so they, like you said, they can't catch a break, but they seem to have patched that out, and hopefully it don't lead to no crazy other leaks coming out. But I guess this just confirms that we got DLC coming. Not that I didn't expect it, but it's coming.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's the pod this week. That's the pod this week. Yeah, we missed last week, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2 hour episode this week. We'll be back. Like I said, I got my Rise of the Ronin hands-on preview dropping on Tuesday. Please show out and support. You know what I mean? I do appreciate it. It ain't gonna be the super fancy edited videos like I typically do, since I can't even show my own footage at this point, but I could talk about the game and show their B-roll footage that they provided. But on the 21st, I will be dropping a fancy video for Rise of the Ronin. Hopefully, I could title it "So I Platinumed Rise of the Ronin" like I did with Spider-Man. Hopefully, I think I could get the platinum before the game drop. The platinum not too bad.
Yeah.
The platinum
for Rise of Ronin.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I could get it.
Oh wow, they just posted. I guess so. Dragon's Dogma 2 has a character creator demo out
yeah,
right
so
now.
and you could transfer it to the main game. I think.
Yeah, they got some
doing
good looking black character models in this game. Character models in general. These shits look good. Oh shit.
Homie, just hold on. Homie, what's his name? Okami or whatever. Yo, he posted that they got they got the Killmonger. Yo, they got the Killmonger on this shit too.
And Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, let's see if I can. Oh my god, I'm so sick of this haircut. I do not want to see this haircut ever again. Let me put it up on the screen. I do not want to see this haircut ever again, bro. Oh my god.
What's the crazy thing about that haircut? I don't think I've ever seen.
I've never seen a person in real life. Yeah.
So where did they get that shit from? Because I've never seen a person in real life with that haircut.
Bro, they saw that shit in fucking Black Panther and never let it go, yo.
That's some fucking Silicon Valley.
Oh my god,
black person haircut.
Loki, if I saw a guy, I'm roasting him, bro. We cracking on him, yo. Like in real life, we seen one of our boys pull off a haircut like that. We cracking on them still. Like come on, bro. Nah, they gotta retire this haircut. Like it's over. It's done. Jesus Christ. But anyways, guys, that's the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversations. We should have something on Patreon real soon for those who are on there. If you want to support us further, you can go on there too. Check out our back catalog of episodes. Hit the like button on the way out. We got 65. I know y'all can get it to at least 80. You know what I mean? So
that shit to 100 before you dip up out of here. Come on.
Go ahead and hit that if you haven't hit it. And we going to get out of here, man. All right? Y'all have